Hello, everybody. Hello, Ruel. How are you doing?
I am doing terrific today. Thank you, Richard. How are you, my friend?
I am okay as well. My throat has been. It doesn't hurt at all, but I've had a really rough, rocky throat ever since I got back from Dice Tower West. It just does not seem to go away.
That's fine. I can hear it right now. It
Yeah.
seems a little gravelly in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
ear.
yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
it's been fluctuating quite a bit, but
yeah.
yeah. No matter how much ice cream I eat, it just does not seem to go away.
I remember when I got my. I don't know if you still have your tonsils, but when I got my tonsils out many, many years ago, I remember that was the thing that I look forward to the most. Like, oh, I'm gonna get my tonsils. That means I can eat all the ice cream I want, which my mom and
Oh,
dad
that
let
day,
me
yeah.
do.
Uh-huh.
And after like, I remember this distinctly. I remember after like 2 scoops, I was so done with it. I was like, yeah, I'm done. No more.
Two scoops. What
Yeah,
kind of
I was like,
lightweight were you? Jeez.
yeah, I was like,
Try
oh my
two
gosh,
cartons, pal.
right, yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those things. Too much of a good thing, as they say. I right before we went on air, I mentioned I was feeling a little under the weather, and I feel it in my throat as well. I don't know if it's just um this weekend or whatever. I'd gone out to a convention, and
Oh yeah.
everything went well. Great convention, gaming convention. But I could tell just throughout the weekend, my voice got progressively worse, and it was bad yesterday. But I've got most of it back today, so we shall see if it holds up today.
I'm curious. What convention was it, or what COVID protocol did they have in place, or if any?
They had vaccinated and fully masked. It was great. It was called Game School Con. This is a very small convention here in Southern California that's geared towards homeschool students and parents. So if you're a gamer and you're being homeschooled, this is the convention for you. It's got a lot of great people involved. They contacted me a few years ago, and I've been working with them ever since. I come in. I did a panel on diversity and representation in gaming. Also did a panel on language and literacy in
Wow.
gaming. So yeah, very very cool convention. Very very I would say very Southern California-esque, where it's just chill and very laid back, and always have a great time there. So I would like to thank them for having me out. It was wonderful to get to know everyone there. But what about you? Did you? I'm assuming you didn't go to any conventions this
No.
weekend, but
No.
did you
No.
play a lot of games?
We have been slowly catching up. Jen has finally, I think, just this week, she made her last Ukrainian Witwat and got
Wow,
it in the mail, as well as the
nice.
big 4-pack for the super winner of the Jack Vassell Memorial Fund, who bid
Oh,
$500 for 4 of them, and
wow.
yeah, and so I think she is finally caught up. So she is literally, for the first time that we're doing an R&R, not frantically up there making more stuff. She's just chillaxing in the living room for a change, and I'm
Oh,
hoping we can maybe catch up with some games, because it's been kind of tough for me to squeeze time in for the last couple of
yeah,
months with all of
yeah.
that work she brought on herself.
Well, again, you all did it for a great cause. It's I'm glad to hear everything's shipped out and good to go.
Yep.
That's good to hear. Want to welcome everyone, folks.
Yes.
This
Hi,
is the
everybody.
R&R pre-show. We hang out here for a little bit, chat with y'all, and have some fun before we record our next episode of the R&R Show. Which today one of my favorite topics is the crowdfunding one, where we look at all the great stuff coming up on Kickstarter and GameFound. This is where I don't know. This is the one that cost me the most money for sure. This particular episode.
Yep.
But looking forward to it. But again, welcome everyone. Feel free to hang out with us for the next hour and a half, hour, maybe 2 hours if we go that long.
Yeah.
We shall see.
And thank you everybody for the suggestions. Oil of oregano and raw garlic. I don't know, Forster Glass. I'll take your word for it, but
Yeah, I've never heard that.
I'm more of a Carl Kook honey whiskey and lemon
Okay,
tea
yeah,
kind of guy, I think. But that's the thing.
yeah, I definitely.
No pain, none at all.
Okay,
I
okay.
it's just scratchy, throaty, Kathleen Turner-esque huskiness going on here. I don't know why Kathleen Turner is my go-to for a husky, gravelly voice, but she is.
I love the
She's one of the
reference.
best. Yep.
Kathleen Turner. Oh my gosh. What is like the last thing she's been in? I can't remember. I think immediately Romancing the Stone. That was like classic.
She's done a
80s
few things
movie.
since then. A couple of
Yeah,
things
okay,
here and there.
thankfully, yeah. Wasn't she
The
on
most
Friends?
recent thing is she had a recurring role on the Netflix show with Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin that I can't think of the name of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Michael
she was
Douglas. So they reunited.
I know. Yes,
after,
it was so
Romance
cool.
in the-
And
That's awesome.
they pretty much played it cool. But yeah, she was Michael Douglas's ex-wife in that.
Okay.
I can't think
Nice.
of the name of the show to save my life though. That's crazy.
Okay.
So it was great to see her. Just total surprise. She just popped up and
Nice.
yeah.
Love it. Want to shout out all the new followers that are coming in.
Yes.
Thank you again for hanging out with us, folks. Do we have follower goals, Richard? What are our follower
Oh, hey,
goals?
look at that. It's turned off. Let's get the party started. Hey, look at all that stuff up there, folks. Thank you, everybody, for following, subscribing. Daryl Andrews.
Daryl Andrews in the house.
Hello,
Nice.
Daryl. How are you? First time chatter. Nice to see you, buddy. Well,
That's awesome.
Almost woke up my Alex there. I'm not quite sure why. Yeah. Brenner, thank you for resubscribing, keeping us going. Silly Poo as well. Subscribed with Prime 17 hours ago, and Banner did a couple of days ago. Billy Pratt 3 days ago. Thank you very much to the subscribers. You can see, folks, up there, we've got all kinds of goals. And I don't just put a goal thing up there and say, oh, it's just a goal, for goal's sake. There's actually things that will happen if we hit those goals. If we, just a few more followers, less than 100 followers, so I can hit 2,000 followers, we're going to unlock a top 10 that I do with you, the audience. And what are we at? Okay, we got a little ways to go before unlocking next month's RVR, but I'm confident Ruel and I will be going head-to-head over something next month when we get enough subscribers. And slowly but surely, tips, bits, merch purchases will eventually unlock an extra run-through eventually. And speaking of all that, just to get it out of the way quick, just in case there's any first-time Twitchers here, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can use your Amazon Prime account to subscribe for free and get all kinds of wonderful benefits, including the adorable little screen avatars walking around. You can be one of those avatars walking around and punching each other or hugging each other. You can actually even spit at each other. There's an option to spit.
Wow, really? Oh
Yes!
my gosh.
I don't know why. I think I've permanently put you down there somewhere. So if you've ever wanted to hug Ruel, or punch Ruel, or spit at Ruel, it's there for you for the low cost of one subscription, which is free via Amazon Prime. Okay,
There
advertisement out of the way. But you're right. There's several first-time chatters, including Daryl. Nice to see you. Lurking
Awesome.
while I work.
Yes.
That almost made me burst out into Disney-esque song. Doing a working while you work. I don't know. What would you whistle instead of whistling to whistle? It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there.
What did it do? Lurking while you work.
Right.
But
yeah. Bing has one more suggestion, by the way. A big old heaping spoonful of hot sauce. That's clearly what I need to try later today.
Oh, yeah. Now, I do stick to I will be, after this show, I can feel it already. I will be having my hot Earl Grey with lemon and honey, with my go-to when I have a sore throat. And no, it wasn't inspired by Picard.
Well, of course it wasn't, because you said it's hot Earl Grey, which just immediately created such a dissonance in my brain. It's like, whoa, what is this new
Earl
thing
Grey
you've discovered?
hot. Earl Grey hot, right? But that's for me. That's my go-to. I would like to say someone had mentioned. Oh, now I just lost the comment. Forrest of Glass said, "You huff too much sand in the desert."
I mean, I can't tell you how much sand I huffed when we lived in Malta. Because the interesting thing about Malta, one of the tiniest countries in the world, little tiny island out in the middle of the Mediterranean, is completely blanketed 365 days a year with sands from the Sahara Desert.
Really?
That blow up through the Mediterranean, and just completely everything in Malta at all times is carpeted with this layer of grit. And it turns out a sizable percentage of that is Saharan, fine particulate sand.
That is fascinating. I didn't think it could make it that far.
Yep.
Like, I figured it's wow.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting. Someone said, Olvenskol says, also add rum and Tylenol, Ruel. That's my... I don't know if would rum really help? I mean, Tylenol would offset the effects of rum, I think. I don't know.
Yep.
been a while since I had some rum, but thank you, folks, for hanging out with us. Good to see everyone here. Kabuki Kids in the house.
Kabuki says that the YouTube thing didn't work. I'm going to confirm that it's actually there. I did upload it.
Oh. Well, Steinbron says, hello, I'm sitting on YouTube waiting for the show to start and failing to actually read it's live on Twitch. So they saw it and they came over here.
All right.
Okay,
so basically, just nothing wants to notify Kabuki Kid of anything. She doesn't get her Twitch notifications. She doesn't get her YouTube notifications. I'm sure she does not frequent the social medias, so she doesn't see us announce it on Twitter or Facebook. But if you go to guild.rahdo.com, there's a thread you can subscribe to there that will also notify you, Kabuki. There's like 6 or 7 places you can get notifications about this thing. Surely one of them will work.
Yeah, and Bing says, I still think the problem is on Rahdo's table. He needs to clean the viral off, use some Clorox.
Guess what? So, this is the What's on Rahdo's Table this week, one of the segments we do on the show. Here's the thing. It's all in shrink. I haven't played any of this. I think we're going to do an R&R first. Hey, what's on your table? I don't know. Let's unbox it.
Oh, I love it. A live unboxing. That's awesome.
Yep. Although it will be an unboxing where I can talk about the game because I went and watched a couple of videos of it this morning, so I know how it works, basically.
Cool.
But yeah, sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders. This is going to be one of the things you can win in the contest today and all of that. So yes, but in the meantime, perhaps it's perhaps the shrink wrap has been compromised early, let's say.
Okay.
Wow.
Question from Darwin Andrews. Does that mean Jen's glasswork includes Sahara sand back in the Malta days?
It must. Because that stuff got inside, too. That stuff was all over everything. To quote Darth Vader, it's rough course and it gets everywhere. And I hate it. Darth Vader.
And I mean, if you want to get nitpicky, I mean, it was actually Anakin.
No, Darth Vader. Quote, Darth Vader. It's a much cooler quote when it's coming from Darth Vader, I think.
Hey, we got a first timer. Thank you, Jen, for joining us as GenCam1981. First time watching something on Twitch, like ever. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us today. Someone admit, I think you mentioned the BGG Guild earlier. You can get notified, folks. If you're over on the BGG Guild, I've been posting these little puzzles about once a week on Sundays, and come on over, check it out. It's called the Sunday Fun Day Puzzle. I just dump a bunch of components on a board, like 10 of them or 9 to 10 of them, and it's up to you to figure out what they are. And
it's very good. It's a fun puzzle. Really stretches your brain. I mean, often I will recognize these things. Like, I think I've done a run through of this. What is this thing?
Yep. Yeah, and I have a lot of fun putting it together. I remember I was inspired by other Instagram folks that do these type of things, and I could never get them. So I figure, you know what? I want to be on the other side. I want to create the puzzle.
You want to give the pain rather than receive it.
I want to give the pain, not receive it.
But I just put a link for the guild. It's guild.rahdo.com. You go there. Here's the weird thing about guilds on Board Game Geek. If you subscribe to the guild, you will only get a Board Game Geek notice when a new thread is created. You have to subscribe to individual threads inside the guild, or when you subscribe to the guild as a whole, there's a special thing you can do to say, hey, by default, I know you're only going to tell me about new threads. Tell me about everything in this guild, but it's like an extra step you have to do. But Kabuki, that's another way. I would imagine you probably spend a bit of time on Board Game Geek, and if you subscribe to the guild or the Rahdo Runs Through live thread on guild.rahdo.com, maybe there you would finally get your notifications in a timely fashion.
Yes. And Meeples Mocktail said, isn't that when you also post on it is Meeples Mocktail. So every Sunday, or at least I try every Sunday to post on Instagram, then I'll reshare it over on the BGG Guild Rahdo Runs Through. So come on down, check it out if you haven't already. And there is a link to the BGG Guild, I believe now.
Yes, I put one in. Thanos, when he's in between, genocidal acts of philanthropy, let's call it, asks, what is a BGG Guild? Basically, Board Game Geek BGG is the most popular website in the world for about board games, in case folks don't know. And people can create guilds, which are basically like themed discussion groups, where basically it's forums. So there is a Rahdo guild that is just basically a forum devoted to talking about Rahdo-related stuff or Rahdo fandom. And like Ruel says, every week he puts up a little fun poster. And these days, the main use for the guild is where I do put notices of stuff. I say, hey, everything that's happening live, and and here's what's being voted on this month, and here's what we're planning on covering next month, and stuff like that. But some discussions still pop up every once in a while too. Runthrough, come and visit.
Yep.
There's actually like years worth of really long threads. That's back in the day. You go back to the beginning of that guild, you'll find all the threads where I was working out with everybody. What's the name of my show going to be called? Because when I started out, I didn't have a name. I just said, "Hey, everybody, today it's Richard Ham here. I'm going to show you a game." And I hadn't done any of that stuff yet. So there's a lot of really deep background history in the channel because the guild's been around for years, and we've talked about everything there at one point or another.
I need to poke around there. I'm curious. I need to learn some of these things. I want to learn, like, where did the Rahdo Runs Through name come through? So you were actually talking to people in the guild, asking what to name.
Oh yeah. And wow. That's a long thread. If I recall, there was like 5 or 6 pages of threads with lots of people making lots of suggestions and kicking around ideas, and other ideas led to other things. And it was. It's been years since I've seen that thread, but that's the name Rahdo Runs Through definitely came from it. I think there's some early first passes of the Rahdo Runs Through logo that Jen did before she did her final. Although to be fair, she did the Rahdo Runs Through logo in less than 2 hours. She did, once it was decided Rahdo Runs Through, she said, "Okay, little running guy carrying a board game, fine, I'll do it." And 2 hours later, she was done.
Nice,
pretty much.
That's great.
Yeah.
Love it. Do we have any outstanding channel point things we need to resolve?
We always do.
What
Let's
do we
see.
have?
Folks, if you look down at the bottom of the chat, you see that little cursive R that is slowly accruing points the longer you watch. Those are Rahdo points you can spend to get us to do things. And we have 4 outstanding things we need to do. First of all, Rhett Sam requested a top 3. So let's start with that, and I'll mark it as complete. So, folks, what would you like to know are the 3 bests of in the world? 3 best Steffenfeld games, 3 best secondary brands of cola drink, 3 best Kathleen Turner films, whatever it might be. Start making suggestions, and we're going to throw up a poll, so we will pick a top 3 that Ruel and I will definitively carve into stone once and for all. So,
that's right. And if you were here with us last week, you found out the top 3 donuts in the world. Yes, you did. Definitively.
Although that was an incredibly angst-filled and controversy-laden discussion, as I recall.
Absolutely. We had no idea there was a controversy, but we created it. We found out about it. And sorry, apple fritters. You did not make the list, unfortunately.
I refuse. All right, anybody make suggestions?
Let's see what we got here. Bing says the 3 best Thanos moments. This one I like. Top 3 movie theater snacks. Okay, that's interesting.
All right, movie theater.
Dutch Rocker. Okay, we've got a board game one here. The 3 best Uwe Rosenberg
games. All right.
Okay. Real quick, Forest of Glass, we are with you. They say they are donuts.
Yes. Fritter lovers unite.
Yes. Terror Engine. Oh, okay. Top 3 party board games. I like that one.
Board games. All right.
Okay. Forest of Glass recommends top 3, the 3 best deck construction / worker placement combo games. Oh, interesting.
Aren't there only like 4?
That's what I thought. I didn't think there were that many. Okay, this one would be tough for me. The 3 best new TV shows.
All right.
Thanos also says
I could do that all day long. It would just be tough narrowing it down to 3 for me.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that one. Top 3 Awakened Realms games. Oh, I'd have to look at the list there.
All right.
Ooh, this okay. I like this. This
that's
is
a good 5. All right, let's do it.
Oh, is
all
that
right,
5?
folks,
okay.
You have 2 minutes to vote for what top 3 you would like to see us do. And those points I was talking about, you can actually use those points to goose this or to juke the stats. You can even use bits. Which every bit you spend to try to get your vote to go your way gets us 1 step closer to unlocking that run through up there. But anyway, so the voting has begun. What am I going to vote for? As the guy actually running the vote,
for.
I can only vote for one thing here. Rosenberg takes an early lead. Not surprising.
Wow.
Awakened Realms coming in number 2. Of course, not surprising. Board game things tend to be a little bit more popular. TV shows making a sudden surge.
Oh,
wow, Rosenberg trying to hold on to the lead. Party board games. Apparently, Ruel, I'm sorry, whoever requested that one. This is the wrong audience for party games. Nobody's here to party.
I was hoping to change it up a bit here with the party games, but apparently that's not going to go through. But don't forget, folks, you can use a Rahdo points or you can spend bits to influence the vote. So Feel free to use that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use a few right now just
Yep.
to influence my vote.
I need to log in
Here.
with a dummy account so I can throw some bits on there so I can, completely invalidate this vote. But my one measly vote has not really moved the needle very much. But geez
Yeah.
Louise, we're coming down to the wire, and it is neck and
Get
neck
close.
between Rosenberg and TV shows.
Wow. Okay. Also, I love the fact that you use the term "juke the stats." That's from my all-time favorite TV show,
Yep.
The Wire.
Yep.
I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The greatest television show ever, in my humble opinion.
Although unfortunately not a new show, so that one will not
That's the thing.
apply
Yeah.
if TV shows wins. It's currently at 42% to 44% for Rosenberg. We're coming down to the
it's so
final
close.
seconds. It could
So
go
close.
either way. I think you're right. Everybody just waits till the last second to throw their... And Rosenberg takes it by a nose, 267 votes to 259.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
just for everybody who voted for the TV shows, myself included, I'll give you a top one, Severance. If you can,
Oh.
Severance on Apple TV, it is worth subscribing for 1 month. It's a short season. It's all available right now. Do not let anybody tell you anything about it. I am not going to tell you anything. Go in knowing as little as possible. It is the wildest ride in years, and the only thing I'll say is the season finale is one of the best hours of television I have ever seen in my life. And everything up until that finale is great also. So Severance is easily my number one new show these days. But anyway, that's
now
what we're here
on
to talk
my
about.
list.
We're here to
Okay.
talk about the top 3 Rosenberg games of all time. And so, the biggest problem here is going to be, I don't know where you're going to come down on this, Ruel. Agricola or Caverna?
Yeah,
That we have to decide this before we can move on.
Well, okay, here's the thing. For me, it's going to be easy. Why? Because, believe it or not, I've not played Agricola. I've not played Agricola.
Get off the show!
I know.
Get out!
I know. I admit it. I was afraid to admit it. I figured I'd just have to walk off set here and I'm done. So, of course, I'm going to lean towards Caverna because that's the one I've played. But, well, does this count? I have Agricola with the little animeeples on my back here on my shelf of opportunity.
You want to split the
I've
difference
had-
and do Agricola?
It's been there for years.
Drop both of them. I don't know. That is such a deep dive. Although, really, the reality is they are 87% the same game. So, to
See,
keep it
that's what I've
simple,
heard.
let's just
Yeah.
do Agricola slash Caverna. I think we can both agree that is our,
Okay.
that as a
Okay.
grouping, and
I'm
Agricola
okay with
is
that.
10 times better
Yeah.
than Caverna, folks, for the record. And if Ruel gets around to playing his Agricola and then he wants to stick to his very silly Caverna vote, then we can have an argument about that in the future. But I will fight anybody that Agricola is 10 times the game Caverna is. But anyway,
Yeah,
what else?
yeah.
What other things really
Well,
have we got to give a shout out to?
So we got to give. I mean, the beast, the 800-pound gorilla in the room is a feast for Odin. Like, that's.
It's fine. It's
that
good.
one-
No, it's not true. It's good. It's great. It's a great
Okay.
game. To me,
Yeah.
I don't even think it's in my top 5.
Okay.
Especially if you don't include the Norwegians expansion, which to me is absolutely essential, quite frankly.
Oh.
Without
okay.
the
Which I
Norwegian
have not
expansion,
played.
does it even make my top 10? It probably does.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Some of the other ones, I feel an underrated game of his, which I don't think gets enough love, is Glass Road.
I would
Glass
happily
Road?
put Glass Road in the top 3. I wouldn't even blink at that. I would say that's a hard number 3 for me, with Caverna slash
Okay.
Agricola being number 1. Are you down with
Number
that?
one, okay.
I thought I was
I'm-
actually going to have to
yeah,
argue that.
No.
Gosh, dang, Glass Road is so good. The second game where he
Yeah.
did his awesome, what do you call it? I don't know what it's called.
The
wheel
resource-
thing? The resource wheel?
It's a resource wheel. Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
think that's
freaking good.
brilliant.
Yep.
Maybe it doesn't get as much love because it's been out of print a few times, hasn't it? I know it's been
It's
in
an
and out of
older
print.
title, certainly. And
Yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know what else came out that year to catch people's attention, because it should have been a really big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
resource management, all the nice, building up of tiles and getting special powers and all that. But the coolest thing about it is every round, I have to figure out, what does Ruel really want? Who does he want to see a visitor from? Because if he's going to go for that, and if I can accurately predict what he's going to do, I know what I should do. Should I go for that as well? Should I stay away from that and piggyback off of him? All that kind of stuff. I mean, he's never really done another game like that, and he did it so well there.
Yeah, I think that's why it sticks in my mind so much, because I can't think of any other game that he's done that has that sort of resource wheel thingy or whatever.
Well, I mean, Aura et Labora, as Forest of Glass points out, that was where he introduced it. And Aura et Labora is a brilliant game. My only problem with Aura et Labora is zero setup variability. It's literally the exact same game every time you play. It was such a weird outlier for him. And it's fine. It's not like the game won't evolve in different ways when you play. But I still want to have that hand of cards or tiles or whatever that's going to say, oh, is this what we're sitting down to today? And for some reason, he just didn't do that with Aura. And I don't understand why.
I have not played it. That's why I didn't recognize
there
it.
You go.
As far as Glass Road. Now, for me, I have to have an honorable mention of Patchwork. I think that's just
I think that's a worthy honorable mention. I mean,
I love Patchwork.
Do you love it enough to push for it as a number 2?
I can't go number 2. I mean,
you don't love it that
as
much.
far as it's definitely an honorable mention. Definitely for me a top 10 of his. I mean, he's done. I mean, I'm looking at the list. I mean, he's done so many just awesome games here.
Yeah.
Le Havre, Fields of Arle, Hallertau, which I finally played the other day, which I think is
here's the I want to put Hallertau in, but I don't want to have a top 3 of crazy heavy complex Euro economic sim, and then a second one and a third one. I'd like to show he can do other things in this top 3.
Bonanza, Nova Luna.
Yep. I am inclined, except I think you vehemently despise, I want to put on this list the Bonanza series as a whole.
Okay, here's the thing. Bonanza.
Have you gone back ever since we had this discussion?
Yes, it is not my jam, because all I want to do is rearrange my cards. But I can appreciate the brilliance in that. And I just played a game recently that uses sort of like that mechanism where you can't mess your hand up. A game called Scout that's now being reprinted by Oink Games.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
It was terrific. It's a ladder climbing game.
Wow.
But it's the same similar thing where you cannot move your cards in your hand. It was driving me crazy. But I was like, okay, if I can do it for Bonanza, I can do it for Scout, and I actually had a good time with that.
So I think it's time for you to revisit Bonanza and agree with me. It belongs in the number 2 slot.
Now I'm sort of regretting selling my copy of Bonanza.
It's easy to get. It's a perennial. It's always available. It's always super cheap. Overskull mentions Wind the Film is another game. That's why we talked about this the other day, because I played Wind the Film and how much I loved it, and you're like, I hate it because it has that Bonanza thing. But now you realize it was your brain. It wasn't the game, and your brain is coming around to it finally.
Finally, after all these years and decades. Yeah, so I think that's a solid number 2. Bonanza and that.
Wow, I like this list. It's a bit cheaty. Number 3, Glass Road. Number 2, Bonanza the series, because Bonanza the duel is amazing. It is such an amazing 2-player game. And then number 1, Caverna Agricola. So, I mean, we basically just listed a top 10 for all intents and purposes.
I mean, it's funny because, I mean, look at the games of his that we left off. We left off A Feast for Odin. We left off Le Havre. I mean,
Le Havre. Everybody loves Le Havre. It doesn't get as much love, but, I mean, honestly, I'd make a strong argument for Gates of Loyang, which I think is amazing.
It's another one I was just going to mention. So much. I really enjoyed Nova Luna as far as sort of like an abstracty tile layer.
Yep.
Another solid game of his. I forgot he did New York Zoo too. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot.
Well, he's done a whole series. He did all those Polyomino games.
That's right.
Of which
Cottage
I think
Garden.
the best is Spring Meadow. I would take Spring Meadow over Cottage Garden or the first one. Indian Summer, Spring Meadow, and Cottage Garden. I think Spring Meadow was the best. But he just kept doing it with New York Zoo. The man can't get enough Tetris pieces in his life. He loves them so much.
I'm all for it. Okay, folks, there you go.
Being one, I mean, right there with you, being 4 or 13, Mercator is probably his greatest unsung gem. One of his best designs, easily, probably in my top 5, if not my top 10. But we've done it, folks.
I was just going to say Mercator. I forgot about this game. You know, my friend Jin, who showed you Wind the Film.
Yeah.
He showed me this game, and I loved it. Mercator.
It's so good. It is so under the radar.
I forgot about this. Yeah.
Even more than Glass Road. And Glass Road is criminally overlooked as well.
This game is totally underrated. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Great
we
call.
could do a whole show on this, and maybe someday we will. But we've done it. Our top 3, Glass Road, Bonanza the series, and Caverna/Agricola. Basically a pick your poison. Either one is fine. Whichever one appeals to you better. Although Agricola is
Cannot go wrong with those games. All right. What else do we have
Okay,
to
next
do as
up.
far as Crowdfunding?
Let's see. Nazgoth requested a Trivial Pursuits. I will mark that as complete, and then I shall summon the wheel.
Summon the wheel of trivia.
Oh, yes.
Which I think is heavily weighted towards myself.
Which, yeah,
yes.
I mean, you're
laugh
a
if
bit
it picks
behind
you.
on the trivia. Now I just have to bring up the button, and I shall push the button. And let's see.
I got a good one today, too.
What's it going to be?
It's going to be me. And
I like my chances.
Well, I would... Come on.
Whoa,
okay,
that was close, actually. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
got a good one.
You need to tell us your deepest, darkest secrets.
Deepest, darkest secrets right here. Oh, it's just between you, me, and the internet.
Exactly.
Hey, Richard, did you know I used to play guitar in a thrash metal band?
What?
Yeah.
We have done this like a dozen times. Why wasn't that your first Ruel trivia entry?
I wanted to save it, and reveal it when it was when I felt it was a good time to reveal. But yes, my friend, before I had no hair here and all hair here, it was the other way around. I had no hair on my face and hair.
Are there pictures of this?
There are, and I will. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to find these pictures. I know they're somewhere tucked away. Maybe I have them on my Facebook page.
Oh, you got to
get. I will post. I will find one. I'm going to post it in the guild. I want more people to go to the guild.
There you go, folks.
Within the next week or so, I'm going to post a picture of me and the with my flowing locks of hair on the guild. But yeah, I born and raised in Southern California, and during this time, there were a bunch of thrash metal bands like Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, and Megadeth. Those are the big 4. And for whatever reason, it must have been the water that we were drinking back where I lived. That was just really a popular style of music, and it was a lot of crossover in the music scene. So my friends, they were like punk rockers. Yeah, there you go. You got devil horns. And then we would listen to the metal, and they would come together and form thrash metal. And then just right after that, hip hop came in, and we had like Rage Against the Machine a few years later. That was like all this crazy stuff. It was so. Yes, I used to play guitar in a couple of bands. The one
Were you
band,
lead or bass or rhythm.
No,
or
I was the rhythm guitarist. Okay. I wasn't a very good guitarist.
You were just up there strumming along, and it was
strumming along. Yeah. With my long hair, and it was fun.
No offense
it was
to rhythm guitarists,
scene.
they're very important. They are talented artists as well. I did not mean to cast any shade there at all. I just realized it totally sounded like that.
One of the band's names, I was in a couple of bands. There was a band called Pitch Black, because there's nothing more metal than being pitch black.
Of course.
And another band name was Misery. Again, nothing more metal than Misery.
How old were you?
I was 18, 19, 20, from 18 to 20, I believe.
Oh my gosh, so you were old enough to know better.
Yeah, I was way old enough to know better, yeah. It might have been up till I was 21, because I remember there was a couple of clubs that I could not go in because I wasn't 21 yet.
Oh, wow.
I was always I was the baby of the group at that time. But then once I hit 21, I was able to go, play in clubs where there was alcohol involved. But yeah, folks, there it is. That's your bit of trivia today. I still enjoy some of that music from that era, but again, the hearing loss that I incurred was a real thing. That
really?
Music. Yeah, it's loud, and it's a lot of fun though. But
jeez Louise,
there it is. I played in a thrash metal band again, a totally different life, but it was fun while it lasted.
Wow. Well, folks, if you ever are gonna go to a convention that Ruel is gonna be at, you gotta bring along a guitar to get him to bang out some, I don't know, Enter Sandman or something.
There he goes. Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, it was right around Enter Sandman is pretty much when I got out of the whole thing. Yeah, it was like, okay, that's it. That's it. Yeah, but there it is. Thrash metal Ruel was the thing back in the day.
Wow. Yeah.
We've done the trivia,
didn't
folks.
happen, as was stated, and there's never been a better reason to go subscribe to guild.rahdo.com so that you will get a notification when that picture,
It's going to drop sometime this week, I promise, folks.
Oh, that's awesome. That is some excellent trivia. Very nice.
Thank you.
Let's see, what else have we got here?
What else we got?
Okay, we need to do a Ruel Ranks. Spitzka requested this last week. So, let me go over to the Gaviola Library, gaviolalibrary.rahdo.com.
Bring it up as well.
And point us to the browser. And let's see, Ruel, folks, has a collection of 585 games, and he's only rated about 100 or so of them. So we are just trying to slowly but surely work our way through this. So, Ruel, the folks are going to pick any of these games you like?
Let's see. Let's do Cubist. I think that was on there last week. Oh, Cat Cafe. That's a cute one.
Cat Cafe.
Okay, let's scroll down. Let's see what else we got there. Okay.
You haven't rated Galaxy Trucker?
I haven't.
You played
I'll be honest, it's not my favorite game. Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't prevent it from being ranked.
Yeah, throw Galaxy Trucker on there.
All right.
Okay. And let's go down a page, see what else we got here. Okay. I love Abandoned All Artichokes.
Abandoned, yeah, that is a surprisingly good game.
Yeah. Oh, Mephisto, the card game, I think is underrated. Do we have enough to go on a rank?
That was number 5, Mephisto, the card game.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Once again, you know how to do it. You got 2 minutes to vote, and we are going to rank one of those 7 beauties. Or actually, Ruel is going to rank it, and then I'm going to tell him if he got it right or not.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I am the definitive final say. I am the law.
You are the law. Oh.
Not Schwarzenegger.
Wait, no, that's...
I meant.
Stallone. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Now, I actually used to read that comic, Judge Dredd. I remember the comic.
Yes. Well, of course you did if you were in a thrash band.
Right?
I'm sure it was absolutely required.
Yeah. There was actually a song called I Am the Law by Anthrax based on the comic. That's probably why I started reading it.
Can you bust that one out for rhythm guitar?
I used to. I don't know. I'd have to relearn it. It's been so long. Yeah. It wasn't that hard to play.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So Abandoned All Artichokes is getting all the love. That's awesome.
It is. Yeah.
The designer.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that another one from the trio, the Trinity? Molly Johnson, Stan Stankiewicz, and
no. Artichokes is from designer Emma Larkins, who's a fantastic designer. Yeah, she has another game that just came out, I think. But Artichokes is her the big signing. That was her big breakout.
Yeah. I mean, I think it did very well, as I recall, for Game Right. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of AEG, which is why I'm thinking of Molly and Stan. And
okay, got it.
Right.
Okay,
Artichokes. I think it is all but in the bag for the Artichokes. I don't think anything could make a comeback from this, but we have seen other comebacks.
That's right.
That have wowed and surprised us.
That's right. What else? Who else is hanging out with us in chat? Oh, hi, Amanda.
What's going on
in the house.
in the
Good
chat?
to see you here.
Catch our breaths.
Kabuki Kid gets the I Am the Law reference. Nice.
Of course she does.
Olympian, hey Olympian, good to see you here. Topping your razors in the house, Ripplebrook. Wow, lots of cool people here. Thank you for joining us today. Let's see, we've got 1 second left for the vote. It's Abandon All Artichokes.
Abandon All Artichokes. I already queued it up. So Ruel,
awesome.
Tell us all about Emma Larkins. Was it her debut game from Game Right and been republished by many other companies? Abandon All Artichokes.
Yeah, Emma Larkins is a fantastic designer. This was her big breakout game. Yeah. She did a couple of smaller ones.
Really? Okay.
I think independently published. Fun fact about this one as well, Richard. I actually got to I got to see the prototype for this when I met Emma a couple of years ago. She had just showed me, some cards that she printed out. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. But what this is, it's a deck building, but actually a deck wrecking game.
Yeah.
Because what you're trying to do is get rid of all the artichokes in hand. You start your hand with artichokes. That's it. I think it's like 10 artichokes. But using the deck building mechanism, you're going to draw from the market there and add those. And you're going to play one. And each of those little vegetables there has a special ability. They're all unique. And then you get to play them. And some of them you're going to trash the artichoke cards. Some of them will let you draw another card or whatever. It's really unique, and I love this way. I love this game for as a way to teach others about deck building because it's so pure and straightforward. Like you don't have to worry about currency, you don't have to worry about combat or defense or anything. You're just planting cute little vegetables in your garden, trying to get rid of all the artichokes. And then, as you can see, there's a compost action which lets you get rid of artichokes, and then we have like the bell pepper, and they're all cute, right? You put cards on top of your discard pile. At the end of the turn, like any other deck builder, you're going to draw 5. If those 5 cards are not artichokes, you win the game. That's it. It's a race. absolutely wonderful game. It plays in 15 minutes. I use this as a short game during game night, but also as a game to introduce to new gamers. The art is super cute. I love this game so much. I'm gonna rank this one very highly. I'm gonna go. I think it's at least an 8, folks. It is raw. It is wonderful. I'm going to go with a solid 8
Yep.
because I love the game. And there it is, Abandon All Artichokes by Emma Larkins, number 8. Or
I
is
would
it
only
8?
disagree in that I would probably rank it higher, quite frankly.
Even higher. Nice.
It is
nice.
so good. It's so simple and so pure. I mean, sure, it's not a big box, shit's extravaganza from Uwe Rosenberg, but what it sets out to do, it does so well. Plays really elegantly and fun, and but so it's one of those gateways that it's so sweet and charming that even as like a hardened geek who only wants to see really cool genre breaking designs or really deep intricate clockwork puzzle designs, this is not that, and yet it's just you can't help but be charmed and entertained by it. The only reason we don't have the copy that we had is because it's also an amazing gift. And it went to my niece and nephew because it's just so good. I mean, a great family game. A good one to keep around for unexpected visitors who you want to have a nice, gentle entry. Anybody can play it immediately. It's so much fun. A little bit of luck of the draw because you're not trying to get rid of all of them. You're just trying to get rid of enough so you can get lucky and draw that lucky artichoke free hand. So sharp.
That's right. And you're right about the gift. I've gifted this at least half a dozen times to family members, friends. It's wonderful. It's my game rights, so you'll be able to find it at like a Barnes and Noble or something. It's very accessible. One cool thing that Lemon did a while ago when the game first came out, she did sort of like a design diary. I don't know if it's on BGG or she might have done it on her blog, but she talked about how the game really took off during playtesting, where she would watch. She watched players play it. And she got the idea of they were trying to play cards immediately rather than using the currency of the card at the time. So she just got rid of the currency and she said, you know what? Yeah, you can just play the card anytime you want, right when you get it.
There you go.
And that pretty much led the development into what it is today.
Good call.
Awesome game. Abandon All Artichokes. Highly recommended, friends.
Excellent. Okay, we'll have one more segment because then we got to get to the actual show that we're here to do. King Denver 24 has There Can Be Only One. Ruel.
Ooh.
There can be only one. Games that play in 30 minutes or less, or games that play in 90 minutes or more. Denver, you're a monster. That is,
yeah. I know
the ideal
where I'm
game
leaning
is 45
towards.
to 60.
Oh, yeah. That is brutal. Oh.
Ooh.
Well, I think I know my answer. I do know my answer because my main gaming partner is my wife Michelle.
Okay.
And she will always pick a shorter game.
Really?
She does. Yeah, she will play games that are longer, of course. And it's tough for me because I'm already thinking I'm letting go of Twilight Imperium, which is my all-time favorite game. There's no way that's a half an hour, right? That's a half a day basically. So I have to say goodbye to that, but I go with, where my heart is, and Michelle and I, we would play 30-minute games all day long if we could. So that's where I'm going.
You can play 3 30-minute games in the same time it takes you to play one 90-minute game.
That is true. That's what I'm thinking of as well. And some of those hour-and-a-half games or 2-hour games or whatever, they take 30 minutes to set up and explain, if not more. So in the same amount of time, I'm going with 30 minutes or less. What about you?
I will have to go with 90 minutes or more. And that sucks. That is a terrible sacrifice to make. But
so tough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually just looking through. If you go to ranked.rahdo.com, folks, you can see how I've ranked. I've ranked all of my games, unlike Ruel, and I've ranked them relative to each other, so you know exactly how I rank everything. And I'm just looking through my top 50. And there's no two ways about it. It's simple math. The number of 90-minute plus games that I love with all my heart and soul greatly outnumbers my 30-minute or less games. My 60 to 90, that's the sweet spot. That's what I want more than anything else. But and man, I'm having to give up Shadowrun Crossfire. I'm having to give up Escape. I'm having to give up Roll for the Galaxy. Geez Louise.
Ouch.
Oh man.
Wow.
And the thing is too, I'm also over time progressively giving up even more games, because if you play one game enough, you can get. I mean, you've seen the Brothers Murph.
Yep.
You see how fast they can play their games.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
perpetually, I'm sacrificing more over time as things fall into that. But yeah, there's no
Wow.
choice about it. And particularly because the weird thing too is over 90 minutes is getting into the this is a little bit too long. So it's not like it's a perfect decision either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you were saying, that sweet spot is 45 to 60, right?
But 45 to 75, 60 to 90, that's where I want to live. That's where the majority of these games are. Now that I think about it, the number of the ones that are guaranteed 90 plus, and especially if you get to know the game. Of course, any game can take a long time the first time you play it. But like they're truly behemoths, like your Arc Novas or whatnot. I wonder... is my list of them about as short as my list of the 30 minutes? I'm actually kind of, because I just realized I have to say goodbye to tiny towns. I'm not going to say goodbye to tiny towns.
Yeah. How long's Concordia? That's a brutal one to cut too.
Well, Concordia played
list
solo is under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Concordia again.
I always thought that was like a 60-minute game.
60 and 90 minutes long. It is not a 2-hour or 90-minute plus game. I think I'm going to pull an about face. I think I'm going to join you in the 30-minute crowd.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm looking at it. I mean, of these games, things that are guaranteed. That are. Well, it was 90 minutes or more, right?
Correct. 90 or more.
So I mean, we can play Gloomhaven in under that, but Gloomhaven I think is over the top.
And that takes forever to set up.
Yeah, that can. Too. I mean, but when we were playing it a lot, we got it pretty fast. No, I think most of the games that are in my top 50, Jen and I, with a little bit of, decisiveness, can get them done in under 90. So the things that can't get done under 90, I don't think I love as much as the things that get done in under 30. So I'm going to join you, man.
All right.
That was a tough one, Denver. Jeez.
Yeah, great one, Denver. Thank you.
Yeah, that was an excellent choice. I like that one a lot. Yeah. I've never had that question, and that really pushed me hard.
I like that one.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good one.
Wow. That's a lot of games to give up. Okay, let's
cool.
move on.
Well, I think we've got a few more things, but we got to save stuff for later, and we've got to get going with the show. But before we do that, we have to crown one lucky winner of a $50 gift certificate from Fun Again Games, do we not?
That's right. Yeah,
Alrighty.
Let's do this.
Let me bring the browser back up. Okay, and this was me looking through, and I'm like, yep, saying goodbye to Arc Nova, that's painful. We're so in love with it right now. But yeah, most of these are 60 to 90s. Yep, okay, anyway, though, moving right along to the Wheel of Names, which you may have noticed got a facelift.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Yeah, I logged in this morning to paste everybody's name in like I normally do, and I saw down here, welcome to the new look. If something's not right, you can go back to the old one. I'm like, new look? What are you talking about? And I saw, oh my God, there's customization options. And, and I could make it nighttime instead of daytime. And I didn't even look at them that much. You can change the sounds. By default, we have the ticking sound, but it could be a drum roll or cinematic music or 8-bit music or funk.
Very cool.
Is there any metal? For Board Game Geek TV, Nikki, Link, hello, thank you for joining us. What were you guys up to? Did you have fun? It's good to see you. Unless, of course, they probably just hit the raid and then we got stuff to do. But it's good to see all of you folks. Hopefully you enjoyed some BGG TV on this fine Tuesday morning. You've jumped in, right? We are about to start our show, the R&R Show, where we'll be doing a top 10 of upcoming Kickstarter games. But before we do that, we are giving away a $50 gift certificate. I don't know. Let's see. We've heard that ticker long enough. Do you want silent film score? Hip-hop, dance, and techno? I don't see any metal, unfortunately, here.
No metal, huh?
No, I don't see it.
The drum roll seems sort of funny.
All right, let's just do a drum roll instead.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're switching to a drum roll. The wheel. Yeah. This is probably, folks, you might want to avert your eyes. This is going to be pretty extreme. Let's see. We will have one lucky winner of a $50 gift certificate from Fun Again Games.
Good luck, everybody. That thing looks so cool now. I love it.
Brand Mondelayers. Congratulations, Brand.
Congrats,
and you didn't hear the sound, did you, everybody? I just realized, but believe me, it was terrible. I heard that drum roll in my ears, and the whole time it was just nonstop. Just
Oh,
would
no.
not stop, didn't get quieter right up until the end. It was horrible.
Okay.
It is because I've switched browsers, and I totally forgot I have to point the browser. See, there's a way I can... Okay, Bran,
Oh.
you are the winner. I will contact you later, but let's remove you and see what could have been. And I'll turn... All right, so here's what the drum roll sounds like, folks. Crispy, sorry, you did not win. That was just cruel. But I think you heard it that time. Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
Yeah. A good call keeping the sound off on that.
I'm gonna, and then I did it and turned it on so everybody could join. I'm gonna switch back, I think, to the ticking sound. Although we could try some other stuff. We should definitely try. I want to know, what is the silent film score? I mean, that is very okay. Next week, folks. It's gonna be the silent film score is what will happen when it spins, and I'll try to make sure that I've got the sound set up correctly. But anyway. Bran, was it right? Yes, Bran. Congratulations, $50 coming your way in digital form for purchasing, which can go. I'm assuming you're name like Bran. I'm assuming you're in Europe somewhere, and that $50 can go towards your international shipping as well. So woohoo! Okay, so we did that, got that out of the way. Welcome to the new Wheel of Names. That was fun.
That was great, and. What do we have? Okay, yeah, so we're set for the next part of the show, folks. So if you're just joining us, we are going to be recording the R&R Show live here, and unfortunately we won't be able to talk to you all directly in chat, but afterwards we do some Q&A, so stick around, and if you want to drop a question in chat for us to answer later on, start your comment with a question mark, because that'll put it into a queue for us to check out at the end of the show. And once we're live back again, once we're back here hanging out with you all here on Twitch, we will answer questions as much as we can, as long as we have some time left over here.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Start with those question marks. We'll get to them later. Oh, one last thing before we get going, we have to pick a secret word. I feel like the secret word is Is it Uwe? We talked a lot about Uwe Rosenberg.
Uwe, yeah. Or drums. That's a good one.
Hey, yes. Drums. After that,
drums.
Can you get drums on your list?
I'm gonna see what I can do here. Can I do drums? Oh yeah, I can totally do drums.
You got drums are okay. Then the secret word today, folks, is drums, because that was the worst drum roll ever. Whoever suggested that, spot on. I have to agree. Is it drum or drums?
Let's do drums. I'm going to...
Okay.
Yeah, plural. I'm going to make my note here in my notes to make sure I say it. Okay. Cool. Okay, yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, then there's one last thing. As has become our standard, we must... before we can R&R, there will be blood. Let's begin the Battle Royale. Yep.
Good luck, everybody. And you will be regenerated.
BATTLEROYLE. Not slash, it's an exclamation point. There we go.
All right.
Everybody beams out. And then they're going to parachute in. Oh, I need to hide the pre-show so we can see all the carnage. Alrighty.
Okay.
And that's a big turnout. I like that sparkle.
Oh my gosh.
JP. English JP, sparkling and still wearing a mask, properly masked. I hope you make it to the end, sir. And so far, you're doing pretty well. Everybody seems to be ignoring you, and you're doing a lot of backstabbing. And going down with Nazgoth with the super hammers. Oh, you always got to watch out for Nazgoth's hammers angle. I think that's really put you in a pickle, and the sparkles did not save you. Alrighty, let's see how Nazgoth is doing. He's generally not hard to find with those gigantic hammers, but somebody has taken them out. The Hammerman is gone as well. Who's looking good right now? Oh my gosh, I'm still standing. And I'm going for, oh no, Karthik. Karthik Seti, my former Essen roommate took me out. I can't believe it. Health pack is on the field. And Mr. Urtan is heading for the health pack. And he's got it. That foxy-tailed so-and-so is coming for Karthik. It's an even. They're both at 50% health. Who's going to do it? Karthik swipes him with his Starbucks cup. Muritan swings with the pixie stick, and it loses. Karthik, triumphant.
Oh, look at that. Yes, the big happy face. And you get, was it 100 gold or something like that?
100 gold that you can use to customize your avatar as you like. But more importantly, you get bragging rights.
Yes.
Yep. Karthik is ready now for the Squid Game, which I only just started recently watching. I was way behind the curve on that.
I am way behind you, behind the curve. I haven't. Yeah, I everyone that I know has watched it, but thankfully no one spoiled anything for me. But I don't know. How'd you like it? Are you getting into
I
it
think I've
or?
got 2 more episodes to go. I like it a lot more than I thought I was going to, quite frankly. I can see
Okay.
why it was such a cultural phenomenon.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'll
so
have to check it out. All right.
everybody's back. Everyone's good friends again, just hanging out, enjoying the show, which is what we're about to do. So I'm turning on the notice, folks. During the show, we will not be doing back and forth with the audience. So before I go, let me just do, once again, thanks to Board Game Geek TV for juking our stats in the best way, and
Look at the stats.
Dungeon Sound System, thanks for the resub, and Olympian, thank you for another resub. GenCam 1981, using your Prime, you're a very savvy person, GenCam 1981, and Exacting Vampire resubscribing, Eclectic Camel resubscribing, Nerd 20 resubscribing. Wow, we've got a lot of subs today. Steinbrand, thank you. Brenner42 for another resub. Oh, silly poo. I can't stay mad at you. Wow, we must be getting really close. Oh, no, that's right. We have a long ways to go because we just unlocked the previous month's RVR. So we're getting there. Thanks, and thanks everybody for following too. Getting closer and closer to unlocking that top 10. And we are now ready. Spaghetti. So let me make sure I've got. who's our sponsor? It is Arcane Wonders, right? So hey everybody, this week's episode. When we come back here, we're gonna do a what's on the table. A first what's on the table. In that we're gonna do it unboxing style because these are still in shrink. Let's see here. Let me make sure this camera hasn't crashed. Yep, it's fine.
Yay.
Let's see. I've got my images ready to go, and you've got your list. I've got my list.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Got the secret word. The secret word again is going to be drums. And
right.
because you're here on Twitch, you know that I am going to be saying it. On the YouTube channel, we don't say who says it. And did you know if you're a subscriber, you can ask, you can whisper Richard, and he'll just tell you where it is.
Yep.
So
yeah. All
another advantage of subscribing, folks.
Listen for drums. If you do not hear drums, just whisper me, which is the Twitch direct message system, and I'll just come right out and tell you. So you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and not just like, wait, what was that? Because I guess it can be a little stressful. Also, if you support the show on Patreon for just $1 a month, you can always know exactly where the secret word is, so that you don't have to work really hard to find that secret word. But there are lots of other benefits too. All kind of exclusive videos, all kinds of stuff. But enough of that. You're ready to go? I'm just getting one last sip.
Good to go. Yes. I'll do another sip as well.
Okay. Here we go then. I am coming back over here. Ahem. Hey everybody, this week's episode of the R&R Show is brought to you by Arcane Wonders. And hello, Ruel, how are you, sir?
I am hanging in there, Richard. It's good to see you here. Another wonderful week of gaming for me personally, and I am so happy to be here because this is one of my favorite parts of the show where we look at upcoming Kickstarter and GameFound and crowdfunded games.
Yes, we
how's
do.
It going?
Yep, every month. We spend hours, literally in my case, hours going through a list of almost 700 upcoming games that are on Kickstarter, and more, the list is getting longer on GameFound too, trying to find the absolute cream of the crop, the best of the best that are coming in the next few months. We will count them down for you, and if they sound interesting to you, go look at the links down in the show notes. There will be links directly to the pre-launch pages, so you'll be sure not to miss them when they go live. Because we're not talking about stuff that's live right now. We're not talking about stuff that's ending right now. We're talking about the future. We are calling our shots, Babe Ruth style, and we'll see.
That's right. And speaking of games, I see a game there on front of you there, but it's
you actually
not laid out on the table. I just see a box. I see a couple of boxes.
Yep. It is Viral and Viral the Hive from sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders. And you know what, Ruel? For a first, this is the first time ever in the R&R Show, we're going to do an unboxing. All right, let's get to the overhead camera. So first of all, let me just say, Tom Vassell loves this game, so much so that he put his name on it. This is part of the Dice Tower Essentials line, and this is an area control game, as I understand it. I need to get a Kniffy, because this is some heavy-duty shrink wrap. So, okay.
Nice.
Very cartoony art from my favorite board game artist of all time, the Micho, which I believe I'm saying correctly, and not the Miko. And in this game, players are competing viruses, trying to make a body as sick as possible. Now, of course, this is a game that has a new meaning in our modern day in life, but it is really lighthearted, very comical, and I almost kind of, it feels sort of gateway-ish as a means of getting into area control. Let's take a look at this ginormous board, which was so big I knew I had to have the camera really zoomed out.
Oh, wow.
And so you can see, rather than, fighting over countries around the world, you're fighting over the brain, the heart, the liver, the spleen, the kidneys, etc., the large intestine, and all of that. So there are going to be these little things that are your troops, whether you are the green triangle, the purple blob, the yellow spiky, or the orange cube, and you are spreading around, trying to exert your influence over all the different organs. But the tricky thing is, as I understand it, if too many people show up in a given region, that means the person is going to go see the doctor, and there is going to be a serious medical response that will end up wiping out everybody. Also, depending on what you do, they can actually find a cure to you, which means all of your units will get knocked off the board. So you have to worry about your opponents, but you also have to worry about the medical establishment out there too. And the way the game works, as I understand it, where's that, Kniffy? Is it's a card-driven game because everybody has their own starting deck of cards depending on which virus they are. And what they do on their turn is everybody simultaneously plays 2 cards. I might play this card and, let's see, or there is the other cards. I know you play 2 cards. One of them determines the zone that you're going to go to. And what's the other one? Does the other one determine what you're going to do? Yeah, that's what it is. So one of them determines the zone that you're focusing on, and the other one determines what you're going to do there. Whether you're going to, spawn more stuff, or drag your opponents around to get them out of spaces that you're trying to fight for, or move your characters around. And so everybody's going to pick 2 cards from their hand, play them at the same time, and then resolve them in player order. And so I think that's actually a really interesting idea that, if you're the last player, like, okay, well, I think this is what people are going to do to me, and so you've got to pick those cards way early and figure out ahead of time where you're going to go, what you're going to do. In addition to that, there are events that are going to change the world, like your host going number 1 or number 2. Or having some fast food, or we get a chance to multiply, or they're going to stop smoking. Good for them. They're going to fall in love. They might sneeze us out of there. Oops, that was there we are on the green screen. So, or, they might be having too much sugar. So there can be good stuff and bad stuff that is all driven by real science. So I guess there is some educational value to this game as well.
Right.
And so, like I said, Tom Vassell has been raving about this game for years. He loves it to pieces. And just this year, Viral the Hive came out. So let's do a double unboxing. As I understand it, the main thing this does is it gives everybody their own unique starting player power because in the main game, where are they? Here they are. I didn't finish my unboxing of the first game. Here are the player boards. And they're really simple. They are just an at-a-glance summary of what all the different special powers are in the game, right?
Okay.
Those are out of focus. Is that a bit more focused?
There you go. That's
there
better.
we go. That's a bit better. I didn't realize that was out of focus. Sorry about that before, folks. Anyway, that's a green one. Let's not focus on the green one very much, on the green screen. So, everybody is basically the same. But with this expansion, everybody gets a few more units, and everybody gets their hive. This kind of becomes your base of operations. And so, this can't be destroyed. It can kind of protect your units as you're moving around. But the other thing you can do is, if you move enough of your units on here, you can spend your units not to engage in the area control, but instead, oh my gosh, these are all very well plasticed up. There we go. I think it's the last time I need the knife. You can instead get more cards. Actually, that's the main game too. More cards can get added to your deck over time. And so now there's new, different cards that can be added. But here's the really cool thing. Everybody does not start out exactly the same with just different looks. Now, everybody starts out, we have this cool little system. You know what? Actually, let me go on ahead and show you the yellow one on the green screen. So everybody starts out pretty much the same, but if you get enough of your units on your hive, you can spend your units to upgrade yourself. and get more unique asymmetrical special powers. And that's really cool too. Right. So that's the big thing that gets added. This idea of having like a home base and upgrading your powers with asymmetric abilities and all that. And that's pretty cool. And that's Hive. And Hive, or that's Viral and Viral the Hive. A game, like I said up front, I have not played it because it's not really our thing. Jen and I tend not to go for, punch 'em ups as we're, trying to defeat each other. But I really do like the design. I totally see why Tom is so, goo-goo gaga for this game, because it's a very, very sharp idea. I love simultaneous action selection reveal, one of my favorite mechanisms of all time. I like it so much I could almost imagine maybe I would enjoy this game too. But that's it. And folks, one of the reasons we're talking about this is because one lucky member of the audience has the chance to win a bundle, a copy of Viral and the expansion, The Hive. And well, how are they going to win?
So, folks, in order to win your very own copy of Viral and The Hive, you're going to be listening to this during the show. One of us is going to say the secret word, and what you're going to do is send the name of the game that we're talking about when you hear the secret word to in an email to contest@rahdo.com. The secret word today is drums. D-R-U-M-S.
Yes.
One of us is going to say drums during one of these games, and you're not going to send the word drums. You're going to send the title of the game that we're talking about at that time to contest@rahdo.com. Why did we pick drums? To find out, watch us live on Twitch every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific. We do a lot of banter and hanging out with the audience beforehand, and thanks to all our viewers that show up, they're the ones that help us come up with these words. So if you want to know the secret, you can watch the extended edition of this on YouTube later.
Oh, I hate to be clickbaity, but reason number one will surprise you, quite frankly. Cool. Yeah, if you want to check out the extended edition of the show, folks, hit that eye in the top right corner screen or follow the link. I mean, it's everything we're about to do, plus like an hour of additional stuff. Like we went off on our top 3 favorite Uwe Rosenberg games and had quite a big debate about that. And did we put the Agricola Caverna question to bed once and for all? You'll have to watch the extended show to find out. Because today, we are here to talk about upcoming Kickstarter games. But before we get to that, one more thing. As I said, one lucky viewer of the show has the chance to win Viral plus Viral the Hive. It requires you to win, get your question in to contest@rahdo.com. You have to be chosen. But you also have to be in North America, because North American players of this week's contest have the chance to win Viral. For folks in the rest of the world, because in case you didn't know, over 60% of our audience is outside the continental United States, which is huge. So we don't want to leave everybody else out. So if the winner, of this contest next week is not in Canada, Mexico, or the United States, i.e. North America, then they will be winning a copy of Encyclopedia.
Ooh,
nice. Which is a game I covered on Kickstarter. It's finished its Kickstarter run, and it is actually now open for, its pledge managers available. So if you missed the Kickstarter and you were interested, you can still get in and get all the Kickstarter bonuses and all of that that's available. There's a link for that down in the show notes too. But like I said, one of you, if you are the name drawn next week, and if you're not in North America, will be getting a copy of Encyclopedia. Watch my run through for more, because this game is phenomenal, folks. Really enjoy it quite a bit. Phew. All right.
Ooh. Well done. All right. So, again, don't forget the name of the game, not drums, but the name of the game we talk about. You're going to send that in the subject to in an email to contest@rahdo.com, and you'll be entered to win either Viral or Encyclopedia, depending on where you are in the world.
Yep. And I should say, you have until May 3rd in the, say, 10 a.m. PST to get your entry in, because we'll actually do the drawing for this on next week's show that we do live on Tuesdays. So if you want to be there live and watch the Wheel of Names spin, and we started customizing the Wheel of Names for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm excited about next week's customization change we're making for the Wheel of Names.
We are so clickbaity right now. Come back for the wheel, the new wheel of
a lot of crazy stuff happens in the extended show, folks. But enough of that. Let's actually talk about what we are here to talk about. Our top 10 upcoming crowdfunding games. And I had 9 or so that I was really drawn towards. So of this list, 5 of mine are going to be on here. You have 5 as well. Did you find more, or was it like slim pickings for you, or what?
No, it was really, there's a lot of games that I want to talk about. I got mine down to 10. You know what I noticed too, like, we find a lot of games on Kickstarter, but this week there was a lot of stuff on GameFound that I found. So yeah, really neat to see. Again, I'm all about more games everywhere, folks, more platforms. I'm excited. So you're gonna see some from both platforms, I believe, for today's list.
Yep. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, GameFound is on the rise, and that makes me happy.
Same.
And yeah, and like I said, so you've got some more, I've got some more. We're going to talk about our 10 absolute must-haves. But again, folks, hit that follow link in the show notes. If you check out the extended version of this, when we get to the Q&A portion at the end, we'll list a bunch of additionals, the honorable mentions, the almost made it, missed it by that much segment, and because we have a few more that are worth talking about. But that's for later. Right now, let's get going with our number 10. Ruel, what do you like?
Okay, I mean, I like so many this week, but we got to start somewhere.
Yes,
so what I'm going to start with is number 10, The Gig. The Gig. This is on Kickstarter. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what this is, I love the theme, and we're playing in a jazz group, and we're improvising, right? We're playing music, and we're trying to please the audience. We're going through our solos. We all have our different instruments. This, Richard, is a real-time roll and write game, believe it or not. A real-time roll and write game. And so you're rolling dice, and you're trying to figure out where these dice are going to go. You're, creating songs in real time. I love the theme. I love the mesh of theme and mechanism here. And what you're doing is you're, basically the shapes and stuff you're going to form on your instruments. Everyone has an instrument board they're going to add to. So someone's going to be, playing guitar. Another player's going to be playing drums. Another player's going to play bass and, vocals and stuff. I absolutely love the theme, and I can't think of any other games that do this, especially with the real-time roll and write, but also just, I want more games about musicians. One I think of is like Big Easy Busking from Weird Giraffe. They did one about, playing as street musicians, but this one, I mean, you're literally in a jazz club, just playing games. It's a quick game. It's like 20, 30 minutes. I keep raving about the theme. I'm so about this theme, and I love roll and writes. You toss in a great theme like this with the roll and write, I'm all about it. That's why it's our number 10, The Gig.
I approve that decision. I'm really excited about this one as well. In fact, I've actually read the rules because Braincrack contacted us about maybe covering it for the Kickstarter campaign, and I really wanted to, as it sounds so much fun. The tricky thing for me was I am really behind the 8 ball on stuff I've got to cover. Plus, to do a real-time roll and write, I would have had to get Jen on camera too, and more my wife is getting less and less enthusiastic about getting on camera, so it was going to be a tough one for me to film, but I'm still going to be watching for this one. I am definitely excited, especially because I just noticed in the description it now, they didn't talk about this when they talked to me before, includes a solo mode from Dave Turczi. If that was right,
that's right. Yes, I totally forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up. And yeah, I don't think when it first, was announced, I don't know if that was part of it, but yes, it includes a solo mode by David Turczi. That's right.
Yep. Yeah. So definitely a great theme that looks like a lot of fun, and a new take on roll and write, doing new stuff. Looks really thematic for a roll and write. And I was really impressed by the mechanisms from when I read the rules. So that's number 10, the Gig. And now we're going to go on to number 9, and we were poets, and we didn't even know it because number 9 is Diamond Dig.
Oh, Diamond Dig. Nice.
Yeah, I know. It is quite surprising. Because here's the deal, folks. Neither Ruel nor I know what the other is going to choose. We both come up independently with our own top 10. We send them to a mutual friend who does some jiggery pokery and makes sure we don't have any overlaps. So this is basically my top 5 versus Ruel's top 5, but he might have taken my top 3, and so I've got really my number 6 and stuff like that. And Diamond Dig really caught my eye. It's from Alan Moon, Mr. Ticket to Ride. You know, that, you don't get much closer to board game royalty than that. He's teaming up with a newer designer, Bobby West. And unfortunately, folks, all I can show you is this picture. I looked all over the publisher's website. I looked on Facebook. I couldn't find hardly anything that gives an idea of what the game looks like, but I can tell you what it feels like, because on Board Game Geek, this is listed, or this is the way it's described as, it's kind of a spiritual successor to Ink and Gold or Diamant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, that
push your
is,
luck.
yeah, I'm sure you've played Ink and Gold or Diamant, right?
Yes.
Yep. That is widely considered by many people to be one of, if not the greatest, push your luck games of all time. And we're friends here, right? This is this is gonna be okay. I can openly admit,
yes.
I have never played Ink and Gold or Diamant, folks.
Wow.
It's a 3-player minimum game, so I've never sought it out.
True.
So when I saw Diamond Dig is another push your luck game about, you know, dwarves digging deeper, pushing their luck, trying not to bring back, you know, fistfuls of dirt, but actual gems and all of that, and how far do you push before you bust, all of that good stuff, but now in a fantasy setting, I was like, okay, great, but it supports 2 players. So
Nice.
I'm on board in a big way, because I've always wanted to play Ink and Gold. I know you can play it, but I've always heard that Ink and Gold, like the first half of the game, is really boring unless you've got a bigger group of players, and it only gets down to 2 at the end. So a game that was designed with 2 players from the get-go, Alan Moon revisiting one of his greatest designs of all time with a new designer. Originally he did it with Bruno Feduti, now he's working with Bobby West. How could I not put this on the list, which is why number 9 is Diamond Dig. After the gig.
After the gig, the Diamond Dig, and you know, nice find. I totally missed this one, but yeah, you're right. The second I heard Alan Moon and Press Your Luck, I'm all in. So that's great. Good call. Let's move on to our number 8, which is going to be number 8 is Robomon. Robomon, folks. Yeah, this one caught my eye because of the theme. Again, I think this week's the themes have really jumped out at me. This one is Robo Battle, but it's a little different because it's it's a narrative game. It's not just, I mean, you're going to be rolling dice, you're going to be battling, but it's a cooperative game as well. So basically, this is like a post-apocalyptic world. You know, there's been wars and
it doesn't look like it.
Climate change. The animals are gone, but the robots are still here.
Okay.
But we're gonna piece back the environment and the ecosystem. But you're gonna still, use the Robo Rangers. I think they're called Robo Rangers to battle it out and have some fun. And you're gonna explore the world through an adventure book, right? So you got sort of like this choose your own adventure style thing, and then you're gonna eventually, hopefully become the ultimate trainer of these Robo Rangers. Now, this is interesting. It says, according to the BGG page, which I looked up here, you get it'll take from 5 minutes to 5 hours, depending on what style of game you want to play. And that's to me really intriguing. Do you really want to dive deep into the narrative? You can totally take your time a little more, take a little longer, or you can just duke it out with all the baddies and stuff. It reminds me of there's a game that recently it was a RoboQuest Arena, which was like a deck building, a robot battling game, but this takes it in a different direction where you're actually, cooperatively, trying to find your way in the world. So I'm excited for it. I mean, you get robots battling each other. I'm always going to be in. So that's why I'm excited about our number 8, Robomon.
Huh. Okay, yeah. That is really weird. When you started to describe the setting of this, I was getting a big disconnect with what I'm actually seeing, because it looks like a very bright and verdant and colorful and charming and happy, upbeat world where finally humanity has stopped pestering all those poor Pokemons and let them live in peace, and instead has decided, okay, we still need to see those little critters battle, so we'll make robots for that express purpose, which I think is definitely a step in the right direction. Good job, humanity. Number 8, Robomon. Cool. Okay, well, there is definitely some synergy going on here. We're not rhyming again this time, but moving on from that to our number 7, we have got Kabuto, Sumo, Total Mayhem, and so much more. Yeah, I'm excited about this one in a big way, because It's actually 4 games, all from publisher Board Game Tables. And I gotta say, I don't know what's up with Board Game Tables. They're just supposed to make tables, but they have been on such a tear, making really great games. And so this is a multi-game. Oh, what do you call it? Campaign on Kickstarter that's coming soon, where I think the lead game is the expansion for Kabuto Sumo. And I'm pretty sure, Ruel, you played Kabuto Sumo, right?
Yeah, wonderful dexterity game by Tony Miller. A lot of fun, very, very great, a great gateway game where you can teach in a minute or two, and right away just get into like pushing these little sumo bugs. I think they are monsters on off the little the map there. It's really clever.
Yep. Yeah. And so, what this new expansion adds to the sumo battle is, I believe, props. Because, I mean, it's going away from the sumo and more into the WWE, because now there's chairs and other things that could get thrown in onto the battle thing and mix things up. So that's cool. But that's not all. They are, let's see, what were the other ones that were in this foreign one? Oh, what really got my eye was quantitative easing, or QE.
Yes.
Because if this is your first time at the R&R Show, folks, we do this every week. We get together and do a top 10. We're in the middle of our epic top 100 games of all time, and recently, Ruel Gaviola was heard to say that QE is the greatest auction game of all time. It came in at our number 70. And so, this is a chance to get some more QE goodness with QE commodities, which sounds very, very cool as well.
I'm super excited about this. Super excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
QE, the greatest pure auction game out there, and then you add more. I'm all for it. But anyways, continue. There's more to this than just those two. We got a couple more things,
QE, the auction game where you can bid whatever you want, however much you want. So Ruel can bid 3, and I said, okay, I'll bid 3 million. And Ruel can say, okay, well, I'll bid 3,000,003. And apparently it just gets wildly interesting, because whoever bids the most loses the entire game. Very intriguing game. Ever since Ruel talked it up, I've been wanting to try it. And now they're getting a new expansion for it with the commodities. Next up, there's Bites, which has new recipes. And so I'm just going to go where here's the video for Bites on Board Game Table's website, which I haven't played Bites. I don't know if you have, Ruel.
I have not played Bites yet. No, that's the one game out of these that I have not played.
It looks, as Ruel has been heard to say from time to time, adorbs. Because players are picking, or you don't own, as I understand it, a particular ant in this game. Instead, you pick a color ant that will move forward and jump to a space on this all the picnic goodies are strewn all over the place. The ants are running around trying to get what they want. But when you move them out there, you grab what is adjacent to the spot where your ant landed, apparently. So you're trying to do all kinds of set collection and figure out what is the most successful ant and all of that. So based on the other stuff, I mean, first of all, the game looks lovely and sweet and charming, and it is getting a new expansion.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm sure it looks lovely. Let's see it. I'm not able to see it here.
Oh no! Did I forget to push the button the entire time? Has the browser been off the entire time?
There it is.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, folks. Who is running this show? So this is a sweet, adorable little game where you're moving the ants along. Everything I was just talking about made more sense when you could actually see it. Although, of course,
you go.
People who were on the podcast listening to this, they're like, why do I have to listen to this a second time just so people can see it? But it's an adorable looking little game. Special powers for the ants, all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Ruel, for stopping me, because there's one more thing that I have to talk about, which is the one that gets me most excited. On tour, for the longest time, was my highest ranked roll and ride of all time, and it's still my number 2. And so another thing in this foursome of really great game expansions is new on tour set in Paris and New York. So new maps, new stuff that changes up the world. They'd already done a Europe one, so I'm looking forward to see how they change one of the greatest roll and rides forever with new maps, new challenges, etc., etc. So that's a lot of really cool stuff. And I imagine you don't have to get all of them. If you just want one, you can focus on that, or you can get discounts on all of them. I'm sure the regular games are there. Board Game Tables. They do not need to stick to tables. They are just knocking it
Agreed.
out of the park in the biggest way imaginable, which is why number 7, Kabuto Sumo Total Mayhem, and so much more is on the list.
Yeah, I knew this was also on my short list, and I knew you're going to be hyped about that on tour expansion because I am too. I want to see where they take this. If it's going to be, it's going to reinvigorate the base game, or I think is it a standalone expansion? I'm not sure. I wasn't sure what it said on the page.
I believe each one of the Total May. I believe they're all. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, no worries.
I
Yeah.
came for the on tour, and then I stayed when I learned about all these other games, and I knew I wanted to try QE. And here's hoping QE somehow becomes a 2-player game. It probably won't, but I can always hope.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Well, you know what? At the next convention we run into each other, we'll find the third, and we will
must.
play it. Yeah, must play it. Awesome, great choice. Let's move on now. That was number 7. Let's move on to our number 6.
Okay.
And now, funny thing about number 6, so it's Fliptown for me.
Ooh.
Funny thing about number 6, this just went live this morning.
Did it?
It went live, and it's already been funded. So, folks watching this, check it out. Fliptown, it's another roll and write. I mean, I'm a sucker for these for roll and writes, but this is actually a flip and write. Hence the name Fliptown. It is a Western themed game. And what you're doing, I love this. It sort of ties into the whole Western theme. You're using an actual standard 52 card deck of cards, right? 52 cards with the 4 suits, hearts, clubs, spades, and one of my hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. But this game is by now I forget the designer's name. I need. I'm sorry.
Aramini.
Stephen Aramini. I don't know if so I didn't remember his name, but he's done he's worked on a lot of wonderful games, including some of my favorites like Sprawlopolis, Circle the Wagons, Agropolis, Animal Kingdoms, Tricky Tides. Done a lot of great stuff, and this is I believe he started this company for this game alone.
Oh wow!
Fliptown. Yes, so this is his breakout game design or game for his game company. It's about a 30-minute game. You are in the Wild Wild West, and what you're doing is flipping over 3 cards. One card is going to be assigned to the suit, another for the value, and then one's going to represent your poker hand. So the suit is going to tell you what area you're going to go to on the board. The value is going to get you, let me see, it gives you a specific site that you go to, take an action, and it's puzzly from what I understand from what I'm reading here, and you can play it solo as well. They have 2 different solo modes, in fact. You can play the, beat your own high score, or you can play against a robot, a cowboy AI, I think they call it, against like a specific robot AI. I'm all about this because any game that can take a standard deck of cards and make it into something special like this has got my attention. And as you can see there, you're scoring along. You have your advanced modes. You can get additional player abilities and so forth. Hey, there's Alex from Board Game Co. I'm all about it. It's already been fully funded. I'm going to back it probably right after the show. So that's why it's our number 6, Fliptown.
That's a good call. I was trying to look for it and I couldn't find it because I didn't realize, it's actually on Kickstarter.com right now. It's not a pre-launch page anymore. But
that's right, yeah.
I agree. Steve Aramini is definitely, what was it? His breakout title, was it like Station Master or something like that? Really simple, straightforward game that kind of reinvented Uno, and I was really impressed by that back in the day. And he has just gone on to do better and better and better stuff nonstop. And so, congratulations that his freshman effort at doing his own self-publishing is already blowing up. That I am so happy for Steve. Yeah. Congratulations, and that was number 6, right? Fliptown.
Right. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's go from a startup, using Kickstarter to make all his dreams come true, to a tried and true, board game startup company that never fails me. I am always happy to see what Queen Games has up their sleeves, and right now they've got Kingdom Builder Empire Edition. That's going to be going live this month. I'm sorry, not this month, in May. It's still April as we're recording this right now. And folks, I love Kingdom Builder. I think it totally deserves its Spiel des Jahres win from many, many years ago. I have talked about this game at great length when I did my original run through, and more recently when I did a run through to its sequel, Winter Kingdom. And contrary to some people's opinions, I think Kingdom Builder is the superior game. And over the years, it has definitely proven very popular because it's gotten a ton of expansion content, and I've picked all of the expansions up over the years. And actually, I think maybe it was 2 years ago, they did a Kingdom Builder big box where they brought everything together, but that was okay. I already had everything by that point. Well, Queen Games is back with the Empire Edition, celebrating its success over the years. Might even be an anniversary timed thing. I'm not quite sure. But the thing is, this is another big box, and it's got everything that's ever come out so far, plus presumably some new stuff as well. I think it says there are some new elements. But more important than anything else, for the first time, we can play Kingdom Builder with cool miniatures for all of the buildings. So, of course, the entire point of Kingdom Builder is slowly claiming territory on these wonderful, colorful hex maps, just putting out little wooden pieces. And that's always been fine, but now you can get a cool deluxe miniatures version where you've got much neater looking, unique pieces for each of the different player colors, which I am very excited about. And because I love Kingdom Builder so much, and this is basically, just blinging it out in the biggest way. And some people might say, but I already got the big box edition, or over the years I've gotten every single expansion, like I have. Don't worry, folks. I don't think this has been announced yet, but I did confirm with Queen that there will be an option on this campaign for people who already have everything to say, look, I just want the new stuff. I just want the plastic pieces. I just want whatever new expansion, promo content is there, and I'm happy with everything else I already have. So you are not stuck buying a whole new version. You can get just the facts, just what you need. And I am very excited to bling out one of my favorite area control games of all time, Kingdom Builder.
Yeah, I'm so glad you talked to Queen about that, because I was wondering, do I have to get rid of all my Kingdom Builder stuff and get this? No, I can just get the cool, the upgraded stuff. So that's a great call. Kingdom Builder, I feel like it's a bit underrated, don't you think? I don't think people. Yeah, I don't think people. Maybe it's because it was Donald Vecchierino's game after Dominion, so it wasn't Dominion, so people sort of wrote it off. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. Awesome area control game, and quite easy to teach. Honestly, you can teach it to anyone. So great call. I'm so glad that's on there. Okay, so that was our number 5. Let's move on to number 4. I am super pumped about this one. Number 4. Just the theme alone, Andromeda's Edge, folks. It's a sci-fi game. I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about this one. Number 1 and number 2, Luke Laurie. The designer, folks, designed one of my favorite games of last year, I believe, called Cryo, another sci-fi game. This is got some similarities as far as it's a sci-fi game, it's a worker placement game. But boy, this one seems like it's taking it up to the next level. You've got upgradable starships with different abilities. Each player is going to have a different faction, gives you different abilities, and then you have the board itself is going to be modular, so you're going to be switching around the board and stuff with different worker placement actions and everything. This has got my name written all over it. I'm fired up to play this one. And then as the game progresses, you're going to be building new civilizations on the board there, observatories, factories, financiers, and everything.
Are there any pictures of it anywhere?
No, not that I could find. That's the one thing, folks. It is on. Is this GameFound?
Yes, it's on GameFound.
It's on GameFound, and again, just all I got is a thing on BGG, just a very basic description. But again, when you say Luke Laurie, my eyes are wide open. I'm all for it. There, that's all they have right. And there's Mr. Laurie right there.
Yeah, Luke Laurie is on freaking fire. These days.
Right?
Dwellings of Eldervale was. It continues to be a monster. Manhattan Project Energy Empire, which he's co-designer on, is maybe in my mind the greatest worker placement game of all time. Quite frankly.
Wow. And I've heard other people say that. Yeah.
Whistle Mountain, Cryo, as you mentioned, and a few others besides. But yeah, he is definitely a designer on the rise. And I'm going by this box art cover. It looks like it'll be stunning, and
it looks awesome, right?
And you can be pretty confident the design is going to be stellar too, because Luke, I don't think he's misstepped yet.
Yep. So that's why it's our number 4, folks. Andromeda's Edge.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Well, let's move on to number 3. And this is a tricky one for me. I actually had to go and look up how to pronounce it, and I've written it out phonetically for myself. Let's make sure I get this right. Number 3 is Oranienburger Kanal. Oranienburger Kanal.
Wow.
Oranienburger Kanal. And I probably, that sounds wrong to me, but it's what I wrote down. Oranienburger Kanal. So I could say the word over and over and over again, but that's kind of meaningless. Let's actually go take a look at it instead. Another game that's coming on GameFound. And here's why I am so excited about this. It's a new game coming from Spielworks. I am jealous of every single one of these reviewers and designers and developers out there who are giving quotes about it because everybody's gotten to play it. I want to play it, because it is the latest big box heavy Euro simulation from Uwe Rosenberg. And I love Uwe's designs, and this one I'm especially excited about because it is the long-awaited return of his resource wheel. Yes. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Aura et Labora introduced it, Glass Road solidified it with a double, and now it is back in a new game where, oddly, we're not farming. We're not farming in this game. What am I going to do with myself? Instead, we are captains of industry, and apparently this is based off a story of this provincial town that grew up to become an industrial powerhouse because they redirected a river to end up creating a bunch of canals. Because this city grew up, it was developing canals as much as it was building streets, as much as it was building rail lines, all at the same time. So a big focus on this game is, of course, managing your resource wheel, which you just know is awesome because it's been so awesome in all the other games, but also building up your own little section of the town, at first you just start putting the industries down, but then you start flooding the spaces between them to build the canal, or building the roads, or making the railways, all of which have different effects. But then your industries are broken apart, so you have to start building bridges to connect them again. And so you are judged on all of these different metrics, and it looks like it's going to be something very new and different from Uwe in terms of the city building stuff you're doing, but I cannot state just how incredibly excited I am about the third game with the resource wheel, which I don't understand why nobody else has copied it. I guess Uwe just owns it, and anybody else would be chased out of town, which is fine as long as Uwe keeps revisiting it, which is why I'm so excited. Any other month, this would have been my number 1, but my number 1 is amazing. But this month, our number 3 is Oranienburger Kanal.
Nice. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Oranienburger Kanal. Well, that's as close as I can get. But that resource wheel we were just talking about,
yes,
I'm fired up about. I'm so excited that it's here. Uwe's brought it back. So very great choice for number 3. Speaking of designers that we enjoy, number 2, I think it won't be a surprise, but here's one surprise. It also went live this morning.
Oh no!
Wayfarers of the South Tigris. It went. I couldn't believe
Look
it.
at that.
It just went live. It's fully funded. You mentioned, you say Shem Phillips, my ears perk up. You mentioned the Micho for art, your ears perk up, our ears perk up. Come on, it's already fully funded. This time we're looking at explorers on the edge of Baghdad, and you're gonna set off from Baghdad to map the surrounding land. And what this has, Richard, this is where I'm like so excited. Dice worker placement. Sam Phillips is doing a dice worker placement. I am all of a sudden super fired up about this. And you're talking about people who are jealous of. I'm jealous of my brothers from another mother, the brothers Murph. They got to play this the other day.
What?
And spoiler alert, Mike Murphy told me it's his favorite of Shem Phillips' designs. And they love all his games as much as we do. And for him to say that, folks, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon. I'm fired up. As you can see there's all kinds of goodies that you can get on the Kickstarter. But Dice Worker placement by Shem Phillips. Oh, I cannot wait to play it. That's why it's our number 2, Wayfarers of the South Tigris.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that is an excellent. And as you said, I mean, it's just launched this morning, and already on its way to 200,000. and I'm sure it'll do well above that based on, I mean, this is basically them kicking off a new series. The West Kingdom series was so successful, so many spin-offs, and now they're doing the South Tigris instead. Now, you mentioned Shem many times. I would feel remiss to not mention his co-designer, S.J. McDonald, who was there with him side by side on all these games, and I think S.J. is for Sam, is also a big part of the design. When these two work together, you've got some of the most, and then when you get the Micho's art on top of it, you know it's going to be, everybody knows it's going to be big. It's already blown up hugely on Kickstarter, and it's only been going for, just not hardly since we've started filming.
Few hours?
So, well,
super
that is an excellent number 2. You know what? Any other month, that could have been a number 1, but not this month, man. Not this month, because there can be only one, and I know you know what it is.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear
our
it.
number 1 of the month for the month of May is Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. Did you?
Yes.
So I just had you said it with me at the same time.
I should have. I should have just should have said it. But go ahead. This is your jam.
Well, I mean, Castles of Burgundy, as far as I'm concerned, is designer Stefan Feld's greatest design ever. And I'm not alone in that. A lot of people agree. It's won so many awards over the years. It's so absolutely fantastic. It's in my top 10 favorite games of all time, quite frankly. I've had the original version. I've had the anniversary edition. And I'm going to chuck both of those to get this new version where, for the first time ever, a Stefan Feld game gets the production quality that his design chops truly deserve. We were talking about this not too long ago on the R&R Show, right? About how, he keeps on putting out some of the best designs ever, but boy, they're just always so dusty and dry and beige. Not anymore. This game looks so stunning now. This is going to be one of the best looking tile laying games of all time, to match the fact that it is one of the best playing tile laying games of all time. It looks like a gigantic super box edition. I assume they're bringing back all of the various things that have come out over the years. Hey, metal coins, if you're into such things, but more importantly, really cool 3D miniatures to build up. Probably not everything, but like really key things like your castle, maybe your mines or stuff like that. They promise a campaign full of surprises, which I have to admit whets my appetite too. What surprises have they prepared? They're not saying, but you better believe I have already marked this as, please tell me the day this goes live. I am already following it, along with 26,000 other people have already signed up to get the notice when this thing goes live, because this is going to be the biggest game of the month. This is going to be one of the biggest games of the year. And I am so excited. I mean, the gameplay doesn't need it. The gameplay is just about perfection as it is. But hey, if I'm going to sit down for a game that I'm going to play for 60 to 90 minutes that I absolutely love, I want to love what I'm looking at too. And I've never really gotten the chance to do that before, but now I will. And and I can't wait to see what the campaign full of surprises are when longtime Burgundy publisher Aaliyah teams up with Awakened Realms, who are the modern masters of super gigantic, bombastic, everything in the kitchen sink thrown into the gigantic box campaign. So I'm very excited. Boy, what is going on in 2022? Was it last month? We had the super big deluxe La Granja from Board and Dice, and now we've got the most deluxest Euro deluxification the industry has ever seen with Castles of Burgundy. Of course, it's our number 1, the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition.
No surprises there, and I'm so happy to see this because, and when we had this conversation about, Feld's games, again, they're brilliant designs, and this is probably, it's my favorite of his as well. But, the artwork leaves a lot to be desired, especially for those of us who have vision issues, like myself, colorblind issues. I'm hoping, and again, just from what I saw on the page, it looks good to me. I mean, it looks, again, I need to see it in front of me, but I'm hoping they did things to make sure that it's colorblind accessible. But, honestly, if it's not, I'm probably still going to get it and just do it myself. Like I did with his other games. I put stickers and stuff like that. But this looks fantastic. There's no way I'm not going to get this because it looks awesome. And it's one of the greatest games of all time, for sure.
Yep, the game is now going to be physically big enough to match my love for it. Basically.
Nice. There it is. There's your pull quote right there, folks. Type that in and print that. I love it.
All right.
Okay. Wow.
Well,
lots of good stuff this month.
And let me ask you, did you hear one of us say the secret word, drums? Did you? Because if you did, you know what to do. Send an email to contest@rahdo.com, not telling us the Secret Order's drums. We already know that. But telling us what game was it. Put that in the subject of your email. You've got until, what was it?
May 3rd.
May 3rd to get your entry in to win either the viral bundle if you're in the North America, or the Encyclopedia bundle if you are elsewhere. And yeah, boy, those were 10 great games. But we are not done yet. I know you've got a few more you want to talk about, right?
I do. What about you?
I do as well, which is why, folks, we're going to stop the show now, but we're going to continue into the post-show where I've got like 4 other games at least I wanted to talk about, and we'll do some Q&A with the audience. If you'd like to catch that, again, it's the extended edition of this show. Hit that follow the links down in the show notes because we're not done. But for the purposes of this show, I'm going to say thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Bye-bye to you, Ruel. Thanks for showing up. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for having some really good knowledge. Thanks for keeping me on the straight and narrow when I forgot to put stuff on the screen.
That's all good.
And also, finally, thanks to sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders. Have a nice day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Post-show
All right.
time.
Post-show.
Phew.
Good episode. So many good games this month. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So, what else did you have?
Oh.
Oh, no!
What happened?
Hey, what did we forget to do in our Kickstarter show?
Oh, all the stuff that's going to be on the channel. Do you have that list handy?
I do. It's right here next to the other list. It's
let's
freaking
get back
here.
to it.
And remember, I even said, when we were starting the show, I did okay, let me make sure the pictures are queued up, right? Because where are they?
Oh my gosh.
Here they are. They're all
Okay.
queued up so we can talk about that stuff. All right. Well, this has happened before. So we're I'm gonna have to do a little bit of jiggery pokey editing after the fact.
Okay.
So you can do once again, you're saying, wait. Aren't you forgetting something, Rahdo? So that we can then do that. And so then I'll just do a quick run through 7 games that are going to be on the channel in the coming weeks. And then we'll say, okay, and now can we get back to it? And then we'll continue. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, that is a tricky thing. Because one of the games that's going to be on the channel, of course, is On Tour. And so I kind of just talked about On Tour as if I hadn't already talked about it ahead of time.
Okay.
Oh, so let's see. Let's see. Can I do it in such a way? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can do it. Okay. Cool. All right. Yep. All right. Let's get back to it. Is this cute, folks? We're not gonna do Q&A quite yet because I was a doofus. I can't believe this is the second time I've forgotten about this. So we're gonna have to film an insert right now. Let me. Which button do I push? I'm pushing this button. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna drink of water and.
Yeah.
Let me push this button so I know when it happened. And I'll do that. Throw it to me whenever you're ready.
Okay. Boy, Rahdo, aren't we forgetting something?
Yes, we are. Folks, before we can get to the proper top 10 of all kinds of upcoming games we're super excited about, there are some that we're even more excited about because they're going to be covered on the channel in the coming weeks. So, before we get to the top 10 of things we haven't played, let's talk about the stuff we have played, we have studied, and that we'll be doing previews for on the channel in the coming weeks. So, let's start out with a big announcement that I don't think anybody else has picked up on. There's another Aeon's End coming, folks. Yes. Yes, I am very excited about this. It's called Aeon's End Past and Future. And it is the 7th Aeon's End box. It has 2 new expeditions, one set way in the past before the fall of Gravehold, one set hundreds of years in the future after the events of New Hope. And it introduces a whole bunch of new keywords. So, just when you thought they were done with Aeon's End, we have not reached the end. Aeon's End Past and Future is coming on crowdfunding in May, and I will be covering it because I love Aeon's End so very much. But that's not all.
Cool.
We've also got Bark Avenue. Shay is going to be doing a preview of this. This is an adorable game all about cute, fluffy dogs that we are trying to help do their business because we play professional dog walkers, I think, in Central Park in New York. And so we are trying to make sure the dogs get along well with each other, that we get them to the places they need to go, that they do all their business, and that we can run a successful business at it. And, obviously I love dogs. It looks really, really sweet and charming. I think this is a lighter game, more kind of gateway family friendly, and you can watch for Shay's run through of it coming next month. And speaking of Shay, he will also be hitting The Breach, which is a big, epic cyberpunk style game. And I have to admit, I don't know much about this yet, but I am certain Shay will do a phenomenal job. I can say, looking at the cover art, it looks stunning. Absolutely gorgeous game. And Shay, when he says, yeah, I want to cover this game, I know he does his due diligence. He studies them well. So I expect this will be a fun one to play too. And we'll learn more about it in May. And then speaking of Cyberpunk, I'll be doing a little bit of coverage with Hacktivity, a game that we first talked about last year on the R&R Show. And Jen and I have now played it. This is a brilliant little, it's not really a deck builder. This game starts with the decks already built, and we're trying to survive our way through the decks. And it's a very, very clever system where every round, players are either going to grab a bunch of bad cards that are trying to kill us in cyberspace, or a bunch of good cards that will save us. But we have to decide before we see anything, okay, how many bad things am I going to draw? How many good things am I going to draw? And there's an incredible amount of tension. Jen and I, we just played this for the first time the other day, and we were both blown away by it. One of the best games I played in the month of April. And so you'll be able to see me talking more about it in the roundup as it gets ready for fundraising in May. Hacktivity. Then we have got On Tour, Paris, and New York. I am super excited about this. On Tour is one of the greatest roll and writes of all time, as far as I'm concerned, and getting new On Tour content is absolutely must play. And this is interesting to both of us because Ruel and I will be going up against each other doing an RVR in the month of May when the game is live, on crowdfunding platforms. And the interesting thing is, it's not alone. There are actually a bunch of other games that are going to be going on as part of the same project. And I think we might not be done talking about this right now, folks. So we'll circle back on that a little bit later, perhaps. But I'm looking forward, Ruel, to taking you on in either Paris or New York in May.
Cannot wait.
Yep. And then finally, we've got a couple of previews from Kimberly, starting with Septima. Oh my gosh, this is the latest big box extravaganza from Mind Clash Games, which are known for making really deep, rich, heavy, complex, and very thematically enriched games. This one is about a coven of witches trying to thrive and succeed. And the interesting thing about this, more than anything else, is Mind Clash promises this is going to be a bit lighter, a bit more new player friendly than what they've done in the past. I don't know what that means, because they've done Tricurion in the past, and Anachrony and Perseverance. They're known for the big stuff, so this is them kind of scaling down, making something that'll work for more audiences. So I can't wait to see Kimberly's preview of it, but Kimberly won't be done because she'll also be covering Tiny Epic Vikings. And I gotta admit, folks, I almost took this one myself, although I can't wait to see Kimberly. Kimberly does such an amazing job. You watch, folks. I think in time people are going to say, could Rahdo please stop doing videos and have Kimberly do everything? She is fantastic. So she'll be covering Tiny Epic Vikings, which is going live as well. And here's the thing about this that really caught my attention. It almost got me to do it, Ruel. The core action selection mechanism of this is very reminiscent of Furnace, in that it's kind of an auction where sometimes you bid hoping you're going to lose instead of win.
Nice.
But with Vikings. So that's a bunch of very, very cool stuff that you'll be able to see on the channel in May. And thank you for reminding me. I think we can get back to our previously scheduled show now. Sound good?
It sounds good to me.
Okay, and that was that.
Okay.
Oopsie
Cool.
doops. I'm a doofus.
Well done.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right, so I can edit that in. I see. Is there anything else we forgot? I forgot one other big thing I wanted to say right at the beginning of the show. This is the week that Amy and Maggie of Thinker Themer are going live with their first Rahdo runs through.
Oh, nice.
They're doing it on Thursday. And
Okay.
it's going to be for Radlands. Some of you might have already known. And I totally meant, because of course this video is going to go on YouTube on Wednesday. And so I wanted to say right at the beginning, hey folks, how can, let's see, if I already have to edit, I should edit another thing to throw that in together as well. How would I do that though? Because you can't just casually say, hey, wait, didn't you forget something?
Yeah. Is there a way to insert me asking you about your shirt? And then
This is why I've been wearing the shirt all month, because this is the big debut of them.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So let's see.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe
tell you
after,
what, if you can do literally interrupt me, because I don't remember what I said right up front, but if you just go on ahead and say, hey, wait a minute, before you keep talking, and I'll just splice that, and you'll hear me you'll hear you interrupting me when I put it together. I don't know where I'll put it. And you say, wait. I really like that shirt. Is there any reason you're wearing it, or whatever you want to say?
Yeah.
Let's do that, because then we can just slip that in any place.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Let me mark that too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Whoa. Wait. Can you tell me a little bit about that shirt you're wearing there?
This shirt? I love this shirt. This shirt is from Thinkerthemy, Amy and Maggie, one of the absolute best YouTube channels, one of the fastest growing YouTube channels for board game coverage. They are recently married. Congratulations to Amy and Maggie. So happy for them. But that's not the only reason to celebrate. Although it's really the main reason, but I've got another thing. Ruel, this is my 10th year of filming. This month, the month of April 2022, I'm celebrating my 10th year. One of my most excited ways I'm celebrating it is bringing Amy and Maggie onto the channel. This month on Thursday, what day? Thursday, the 28th, the first run through from Thinkerthemer for Radlands is going to go live. And folks, I have watched it a couple times already. It is hilarious. It is so much fun to watch because it's the two of them doing a run through simultaneously. And it just works wonderfully. You are going to absolutely love it. And if you want to know more about Maggie and Amy, you can hit that eye in the top right corner screen or follow the links in the show notes. I will retroactively put a link to their run through, once the video goes live on Thursday. I am so excited. It's why I've been wearing their shirt all month, to celebrate not my 10th anniversary, but and admittedly their wedding. Again, congratulations to them so much. Oh, also, by the way, congratulations nuptial wise to Shay, who also got married. It's why you've noticed a bit of a drop off in his volume, because he's been celebrating. He's going to be back up to full speed very soon too. Ruel, on my 10th anniversary, the channel is growing. I am very excited.
I am super fired up. And again, welcome, Amy and Maggie. I'm so happy you're here and can't wait to see what you're all up to.
Yep. Well, now, if you don't mind, I'd like to continue with whatever I was just saying before you so rudely interrupted. All right.
My bad.
All righty, that'll do. Oh,
okay.
I'm such a dummy. I can't believe
Cool.
I literally have notes. The banner.txt, if you can see my banner.txt, I've got notes for all this stuff. I forgot everything.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, let's see. So that took a little bit more time. Quick, what were the other games you were interested in?
The other games that I had on my list were Minotaur, that's on GameFound.
That was the pixel art maze game, right?
Yeah, sort of got that whole boss monster, overboss vibe to it.
Yeah.
Another one on GameFound was Classic Rally, a car racing game. And let's see, what else do I have? Robomon, Castle Burgundy, of course, was on there.
Sure.
Trick Shot, another one on GameFound. Trick Shot is a hockey game of all things. Yeah. I mean, it just looks cool. It's got these really cool hockey player minis, and you don't see very many sports games, so that really caught my eye. I also wanted I was going to talk about Tiny Epic Vikings, the Kabuto Sumo one. That's it. Everything else has been covered.
Ah, cool. Well, I also I had Fliptown, which was on your list, Gig that was on your list, Wayfarers of South Tigris was on your list, and then I had one more that really jumped out at me, almost made my short list. Resist Exclamation
Oh yeah,
point,
Resist.
which is
yeah.
a solo-only card game that tells the story of the Maquis resistance, and you are a resistance fighter. And I will admit, I'm in part interested in that because of the Deep Space Nine Maquis overlap. And of course I shouldn't. That doesn't. But it also, it looks. I really like the art. It has kind of a graphic novel, comic book vibe to it,
Yeah.
and it reminded me a lot of how much I enjoyed playing the Phantom card game that also had a really great comic book vibe to it too, because of course it's based on comic books. So I looked into that. There was no way it was going to beat any of the ones that pushed past my 5, but I was really interested in that one also.
Yeah, that one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one did look cool, and I was gonna. I mean, it wasn't based on a graphic novel, right?
No,
I
don't think so. It just looks like it is.
Yeah, it
it's
looked
based on
fantastic.
history instead.
Yes. Yeah. So cool. Questions here.
Yeah. What do we got? We got time for a few questions.
Vampire
now.
says, "Tell us more about Trick Shot, please, Ruel. It's on GameFound. It will be. I don't know. It's not released yet.
Was it GameFound?
But it's. I think it's GameFound. Yeah, GameFound. It's a hockey game. It's supposed to be a fast-paced one of like 30 minutes or so. So it's a tactical type game. I mean, check it out on GameFound. It's got these really cool hockey player miniatures. It reminded me of. I don't know if you ever played foosball. Back in the day in the arcades, but foosball, they had a hockey version that had like a little dome. You would play it. It reminded me of that. It had those same type of like little characters. So, yeah, that one that one made my short list, but didn't make it onto the show. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah.
Yep. I just put it on screen. Should have done that.
So you don't really see many sports games, but
obviously I was not prepared in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Who's running this show?
All good. Let me see. Any other questions? So, folks, if you have questions, let me see if there's any. Not in the queue. No.
None in the queue. Nobody has asked a question this whole show, folks. If
here's
start
one.
your comment with a question mark, it goes into a special queue, so it's easy for us to find.
Yeah. Goblin wants to know: is Resist a remake of Marquis or a completely different game? I would not know that, but
I
do you
don't
have any
believe
idea?
so. I didn't see. I mean, I didn't spend much time looking at it, but it seemed like it was an entirely new design.
Okay. Cool. Let me see. Wow, really? There's no. Maybe I should refresh this. Maybe
I see one that
you see one
from Bing, which was obviously Bing being very silly. Bing says, "Did I hear correctly that Rahdo is giving away his entire board game collection this week to one lucky winner?" Wink. Yes, you did.
Wink.
But that winner is Jen.
Oh, congrats, Jen. Well done.
Yep. Cool.
Well, there's no other questions.
Okay, well, that's fine because we're
that's
out of time anyway, folks. Let's see. Actually, you know what? No, there must be because I see people actually. Oh, come on, featured chat. This is why we love you so much. All right, okay, one just showed up.
Is it okay? It's acting up again.
If you could play only one game for the next 2 weeks, what would it be? That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
Wow. I could play one game for the next 2 weeks. Only one.
Well,
game.
I know my.
I know my answer, but it's
okay.
My answer. Well, no. If it were solo, it would be Marvel Champions. Because it's killing me. I have had freaking Mad Titan for a couple of months now. And also this week, I am getting Sinister Motives and the other new heroes. So I have got like 3 months worth of Marvel Champions in a queue I want to play. So that's if I were playing solo. But Jen wouldn't play that with me for the next 2 weeks. So what would I play with her for the next one? What did you think of?
So it's funny you were mentioning solo because solo, this is a game that Michelle wouldn't play, but I want to play the solo for the next 2 weeks because number one, I don't have a copy of it.
Yeah.
So somehow magically it could appear. But number two, I think it's one of the best games of all time. It's Arc Nova. I want to play that solo. I really want to dive deep on this game because again, for me, it's lived up to the hype and then beyond. So
I completely agree. Honestly, Arc Nova was the first thing that pops into my head too. It is, if I could be playing anything right now, it'd probably be that. Although I can think of one other. I feel like Frosthaven is getting closer and closer. And I would really like to finish Jaws of the Lion before Frosthaven. Because I have finished Gloomhaven. Amazingly, we played through the entire storyline.
Wow.
And so I would like to get Jaws of the Lion done. And maybe the expansion too, but I'm less worried about that. What was it? Forgotten Circles.
Forgotten Circles.
That's fine. But I'd really like to finish Jaws before Frost. Although I'm sure Frost isn't going to be here for a few more months. But probably that's a great question. You could ask that question every week.
Wow. Yeah, maybe that.
I've never seen anybody ask that question, but it's so smart.
Yeah.
Okay, some more questions have popped up. Do you see them?
Yeah, more questions. So I'll go here. Remind me of the email address for the contest. I actually found where the secret words was. Okay, exactly.
Congratulations.
Congrats. It's contest@rahdo.com.
Yep.
And then Bing has a comment. Did you see that Morales has come out with a 10th anniversary? It's on Kickstarter now. Really?
Yeah, somebody else mentioned
Did I
that to
see
me.
that? I
And
missed that.
here's the weird thing here's the quirk of our show. And it's something I've often thought about if we should maybe change up the the conceit of our Kickstarter once a month thing is we talk about stuff that the day before we go live has pre-launch pages. If Morels had a pre-launch page in the last week of March, it would have totally made my top 10, or I would have totally made my top 5 list for the month of April. It did not. They did not have their pre-launch page ready. And so, because of our format, there are occasionally games like that will slip through. Because, they just don't have their pre-launch pages up in time. And I've often wondered, the reason we started doing this is because when we started, hey, let's do some Kickstarter show on the R&R, you were still regularly doing your show with Becca. And we did not want to overlap. And you were doing, hey, here's cool stuff that's live right now. Now, here's my question for you. You haven't done that with Becca for a while. Is it on hiatus? Is it coming back?
It's been on hiatus, and honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to come back. And if it does, or when it does, it'll probably be most likely a different format.
Really?
As well. So, I can't really. I don't have an answer for that.
Yep.
I would love to do it again.
Put you on the spot like that in front
I'm sweating bullets here. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's all good. I mean, I love working with Becca, and hopefully we can figure out a way to make that happen again. But I'm not really sure. Maybe we should change up our Kickstarter week here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, honestly, I do because we're the only ones doing this. I mean, everybody else is pretty much. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. What's it? Tantrum House does a very, very good. Hey, here's stuff that's coming in the next 2 weeks and whatnot. We do this very specific thing of everything we talked about. If you go down in the show notes, you can click a button and you won't miss it. And so that does mean a few things like Morel slips between the cracks. And it is something I've thought about from time to time.
Yeah. I mean, could we do keep the way we're doing it?
The smartest thing to do is the Dice Tower format of, hey, here's everything that's ending. In the next few weeks. I've always thought that was very, very clever. But they do that because they do a weekly show. And if we do a monthly show, I don't know if that really fits. It's nothing we have to decide right now, but it is worth thinking about.
Yeah. One thing that we might be able to do, maybe we should move this conversation offline, but I was thinking, we do the show as it is now, and then just at the end, add one or two, hey, this might have slipped through the cracks, or this just went live, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. This is actually a good point from Goblin. Can we get a sticker like the bomb dedicated to look at the chat? Chat was telling you to show the pictures before Ruel noticed you weren't. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a great idea. That is now, unfortunately, Ruel cannot hear this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I can. It's all right here in my ear. I think that's a fantastic idea, Goblin. Let's see what stickers are there. What's a good sticker? It'd have to be a free one. And I mean, obviously, the bomb is so nice because bomb's like the meanest one that's there. Nobody would actually want to throw a bomb at us.
Right.
Let's see. I need to go to Twitch because I forget what all stickers are available.
Boom. There's a heart hand one. What are the free ones? There's a star.
I'm in control of those. I can make any one we want free. I mean, it could be farts. It could be wow, which is my personal favorite. I always hope somebody's going to throw a wow in my ear, but nobody ever does.
There's a fail. We could do a fail or oops. Maybe make the oops a free one.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, because the chat would be shouting at me something's wrong. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Now here's the deal, folks. You have to agree you're only going to use oops for this special emergency situation. Let me go on ahead and let's see. I don't remember where I do that. I think I do that over here. How do I change the prices on things? I set this up months ago, and I've totally forgotten about it. Oh, here we go. Stickers. Global stickers. Oops.
There's one that says, what the duck?
That was my favorite. And it's a nice little quack that goes.
Whack.
Let's see. Where is oops? Oops. Gosh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oops is now... Do I have to press save or something? I think I've just made oops free. I don't know if I have to do something to make that happen. I don't see a save button. Oh, no, there. Apply. Okay. I think if somebody refreshes their Twitch page, Oopsie Doops is free. And
it says here, oops is
now
100 bits. What? I just clicked on it. It says it's 100 bits.
Well, did you refresh your page first?
Oh, maybe I have to refresh. Aha. Now it's not showing up. What the heck?
Buttons. No, it says it's what the? All right, all right.
Everything's
okay,
100 now.
Change it. So that's wrong. Let me try and fix it again. While I'm doing that, have any more questions come in, or was that? I mean, that was good.
Let's see. Let's see. Jack says, did you see that someone spent channel points on an argument? Oh, okay. Well, we won't be able to do the argument now.
We're out of time.
Keep that in the queue. Scott O'Brien says, oh, this is an interesting one. Would it be possible to get a summary slide at the end of the show with all 10 titles? That's gonna be on Richard's end. That's adding more work to you, my friend.
Well, basically, that... gosh, why can't I find Oops on this list? Sorry. That would be what we like to call a lot of work. And, I mean, we're not joking. This particular show, or this particular episode of this particular show, probably takes me at least 3 hours of prep time. And, look at that. It's 100. I said 3. All right, and let's see. So try that, and now scroll back up. I bet you what happened is when I scrolled, I accidentally scrolled and changed it. Oh, no. What the? No!
Everything's 100.
I see. I've just made everything cost 100 because this is all right, fine. Fine. You know what? Hardly anybody's using the stickers anyway. Which obviously I put there just for fun, but also to make a little bit of cash towards the I've just now made every single sticker free. Because I realized the apply was, hey, apply this one thing to everything instead of just whatever. And so I made everything cost $1.
There you go. Everything should be free.
Everything should be free now. Yeah. And let's just enjoy some free stickers for a while, folks.
Yeah, there it is. Oops. Yep. And then let's put on this sticker. Little heart hands.
Yep, it's going out of control.
Okay. Cool.
The floodgates have opened. All stickers are free. Maybe I'll turn some of them back on. Oh, thank you, Denoga, for the $100 cheer. For a brief moment, you could have paid that $100 to do a sticker when they were all ridiculously overpriced.
Oh, right. Okay, let's see.
I do think that's a good idea. In the same way, if my sound goes out, you just start bombing me. I mean, it has to be still trying to draw attention to something like that thing today that I totally forgot to switch. And neither of us noticed that, if you just start shouting oops in my ear, that's saying something's wrong other than sound.
Right.
I dig it. I like it.
Like it. Good call. Thank you for the suggestion. I believe it was Master Goblin or was that Scott? It's Master Goblin.
Yep.
Cool. Or not Master Goblin, Goblin 981. I think that's it for the questions. We've cleared up the queue.
Okay. Well, things went a little off the rail there. I mean, things were going so well for so long. But I think the unboxing worked pretty well too. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that was great.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, nothing against the game. I mean, it's a big old area control game. It's just not our kind of thing. But I do think it's pretty clever. I do like that, play 2 cards, everybody reveals at the same time. But it's just I gotcha! That's what I reveal. So I'm just not excited about that part. But it seems really clever. Nicely designed.
Cool.
I'm repeating myself now, which clearly means the show is over. What the duck indeed.
Let's move on out.
Okay. Then we should raid somebody.
Yeah. Who's playing board games?
Alrighty.
We got the losers.
Listen. Oh, hey, listen is a good one to catch the attention too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe that's better than oops. Maybe a hey, listen.
I feel like that
one makes more sense. If people start shouting, hey, listen, if it's just one, I'd probably ignore it. But if several people shout, hey, listen, like, oh, I guess we better look at the chat. There's something important that we're missing.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very good call.
All right. So,
okay.
Who do you like? Does anybody have anybody that's streaming right now that you like that does board games?
I'm trying to find a new channel that we can raid.
Yeah. I agree.
Because we know the losers, we know Team Covenant.
I mean, I'm always happy to throw to Loozapalooza,
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and there's Rainer Games every week at
Rainer
the same
Ga-
time playing a
Agricola,
digital
right?
Agricola.
Maybe I should start watching and learn how to play it so I can finally get off
There
my
you go,
shelf with opportunity. Yeah, I'm down for whatever. Whoever you want to.
Has anybody in the chat suggested anybody that they like?
I've not seen anyone. Nope. No suggestions in chat. So.
All right. Hey, all else we got was the hey, listen. Okay, well then, it's Loozapalooza. They always put on a good show, and hopefully their 99 Luft balloons have returned, because it was very sad last time and they did not have one ready to go. So let's see.
Okay.
It looks like he's doing another deduction mystery solving game. So
okay,
that's probably
cool.
going to be good for the audience to play along and help him solve his mystery.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you recognize the game?
It is. I think it's Echoes.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty new and hot. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds very good. Well then, folks, go help solve the mystery and raid. And hopefully there they go. And it would appear that it's working. And now I'll come over here.
Yep. It is confirmed.
All right.
There they go.
And we raid with a party of 50. And do we get the balloons? Give me the balloons.
Where's the balloons? There they are.
There they are. Okay. All is right with the world.
Awesome.
All right. Cool. Then we will see you next week.
Okay. Cool.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.